Good.
Hello, I'm Tom DeLong, and thanks for joining us live today. This quote above me actually happened to me this past year. I sometimes call to the stars a science fiction Disney, but for adults.
I predicted and said that the fake fraud doctor is going to be running around making the rounds with his fake hokey ass videos claiming that, you know, he had an alien in his freezer. It's a big convoluted story. And right now, people are platforming this idiot who we proved here with facts and evidence is a complete and total fraud. He is not a doctor. His work history is fake. The doctors that he claimed did DNA analysis of samples of his fake alien are fake. One of the guys worked at a convenience store for minimum wage, a gas station near the fake Dr. Reed's home. And he is right now, friends, on this Dr. J Radio Live. And Dr. J is apparently an idiot. And I'm going to say that publicly. Dr. J, you are a stupid, stupid man. Because a Google search could instantly reveal that you're sitting there talking to a fake doctor, calling him doctor, just like dummy, idiot Jimmy Church called him doctor through a whole interview. And you know, this is the part of my job that I hate. Because, you know, I can literally lead the horses to water, but I can't make them drink. And profiteering, huckstering idiots like Dr. J and Jimmy Church piss me off. It's well-established fact that this Dr. Reed is a fake, a fraud, and a liar. And we can prove that with facts and evidence. And we did prove that here with facts and with evidence. And while I understand it's not every other show host's responsibility to monitor my channel to see who's a fake and a fraud, it's so well established that this Dr. Reed is a fake and a fraud. Well, long before I established it as fact that he's a fake and a fraud, others did. And the fact that some of these weak-ass, intellectual weakling show hosts just say, well, he might be fake, but people will tune in, so I'll just listen to him talk and I won't challenge him. And by the way, I believe that I have just been muted in this Dr. J's live chat. Way to search for the truth, Dr. J, you intellectual weakling coward who couldn't even have me making statements in his live chat. Is that what a weakling you are, Dr. J? Why don't you come here and we'll have a talk about freedom of speech, about how you don't, maybe we'll talk about how you don't platform idiots with fake hokey evidence that aren't real doctors. Why are you lying to your audience? Why are you letting someone sit there on your show lying to your audience? You got to get those clicks and the views in, even if it means hosting a fake fraud doctor that's not a real doctor, who lied about his education, who lied about everything. But we're supposed to sit here and believe that that guy encountered an alien in the woods that murdered his dog. By the way, Dr. J, did you even know that he lied even about his dog dying? And people talked to his neighbors around the time of his original hoax who all confirmed that the dog was alive and well years after he came out with his fake-ass hokey story, that you are now sitting there letting this man tell lies on your show. Congratulations, Dr. J. You are the dummy of the week. We're going to start something new here called the dummy of the week. And Dr. J wins this week because apparently this Dr. J is such a dummy, he doesn't know how to Google, right? And I get it. Some guest that's a fraud might slip by, but it's his job, right? It's his job to know that guy's a complete and total fraud. And I'm sorry, but I have no more patience left for these profiteering, huckstering idiots who will sit there and lie to their audience, lie by omission, Yeah, let's bring on this guest. He had this tremendous alien encounter, and he'll tell us all about his alien bracelet that lets him vanish on live television. No, that's bullshit. Just like his fake doctor certificate is bullshit. All of it is bull. And, the fact that this guy is such a coward that he can't let someone make a statement in his live chat says everything you need to know about him and his show. Also, it's pretty curious that he has so many subscribers and so few watching, but I also found it interesting. I'm not going to share the video, but we are citing fair use. I'm just going to share a still here. It's also interesting that look who is allowed to chime in. So Dr. J mutes me in his live chat like a coward, right? But the third phase of Moon, hoax promoters extraordinaire, are completely and totally allowed to talk in his live chat. And it looks like the Cousins brothers, it looks like the Cousins brothers are looking for their next click and view injection, right? Let's get this clown on. Let's support this clown. But that doesn't surprise me. I mean, that doesn't surprise me one bit, given the Cousins brothers' history of actively promoting fake UFO videos themselves. So I'm not surprised that third phase of Moon is allowed to talk in this Dr. J's chat, but I'm not. And all I said was, why doesn't the host ask him about his education? His education is 100% provably fake. No, instead, this guy is going to sit there and call him doctor. Great job you're doing for your audience, bringing them fakery, fraudery, and bull. I don't know much about this Dr. J, but I don't like him already. I don't like anybody that censors or has to mute people in their live chat. I wasn't rude. I wasn't disrespectful. I made a factual statement in your live chat. Apparently, you're not allowed to tell the truth in Dr. J's live chat while he is interviewing fakers, fraudsters, and hoaxers. Some guys running UFO shows right now are giving a pass to third phase of Moon. And you know what? Those guys are the biggest frauds, liars, fakers in this entire thing, and have been since they started. They say they're changing. They haven't changed one bit. Just recently, we proved they fake shit in February. They fake shit in March. They fake things in April, and I think May. So we got them. The talking points they give to the shows that they're helping. By the way, did you know that? There's this whole thing like, well, if you just keep your mouth shut about all the fake UFO videos we've been putting out for years, we'll have you on our show, or we'll share some of your show so that you can pull from our subscriber base. And we've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So you're going to do so much better if you just keep your mouth shut. And third phase tries to pay people off. They offered me some shitty deal. It was a terrible deal. They thought, listen, I'm okay with somebody being a whore. If you're going to be a whore, though, you better be a high-priced, expensive whore. And I'm here to tell you, anybody that wants to pay me off and make me a whore, that's fine. But I am an expensive whore. I'm not going cheap. You're not bribing me off cheap. Trying to give me some spec deal. Like, oh, you can contribute to this documentary we're making, and then everybody will split the YouTube ad money. I'm not chasing around the Cousins brothers for YouTube pennies for the rest of my life. Do I really think they're just going to pay me every month? No. So some UFO shows are giving third phase of Moon a pass. And those guys, they can't be trusted. They go after other people. Oh, this guy's a fraud. This guy's a fraud. This guy's a fraud. While they're working for third phase of Moon, or while they're working with. I'm aware that there are many up-and-coming shows about UFOs and the paranormal. And this third phase tries to buy them all. Cozy up to them. Get them to just shut up about our fakery, fraudery. That's why their fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery continues. Because
I'm a sole one voice here. And sometimes one voice is simply not enough to get the job done and to erase those idiots from our thing here, right? Imagine if 4 or 5 different show hosts all stood up with me and said, those guys are frauds, they're fakers, they should lose their YouTube channel for deceptive practices. You know, deceptive things like finding a video that's even labeled space debris coming down and taking that video, putting it on their channel and standing there acting like it's a UFO. Look, this strange and mysterious UFO that appeared in the sky. We can see the wings in one portion of the video. They knew it was space debris because we found, well, I didn't find it. Astral citizens found it, but still, people found where they took the video from. They knew it was fake. They knew it was fraud, what they did. They knew it was space debris, and they put it up on their channel and pretended it was a UFO. I have no more patience and no more passes for frauds, liars, and people that would do that, right? But I see why they do it. Look at their videos. They can average $500 per YouTube video in money made. So they can just fake things. And even though that's against YouTube's terms of service, they could lose their whole channel. They could lose their whole channel for doing that, for knowingly taking something that's not a UFO, putting it on their channel and pretending it's a UFO. They could lose their entire channel. And to be honest with you, I think they should, because they shouldn't be making $500 a video when they knowingly put up things saying it's a UFO that's already been identified. All right, here's my proof. And I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not pissed off at them. They got a great con going. It's a great con. $500 a video to put up a fake UFO and pretend that it's a UFO. That's great. $500. We're lucky to make that in a month here from YouTube. Not that I'm complaining. We take our pennies and we roll on with our lives, right? Luckily for me, I don't need to fake shit to make money. And I don't need to lick the assholes of people like Third Phase that fake shit to make money, right? And what kind of a person sucks up to Third Phase of Moon knowing that they do these things? What kind of a person makes excuses for them doing that? A shitty person. That's who does that. We don't need to do that here.
The Draconian Starfleet must be here. Invasion has begun. We're doomed.
There's still hope left. Daddy!
Corey! What do you mean? There's still hope.
She's gonna save the day.
Who? You mean Amanda?
I tend to believe both of you that this may very well be all 3 of those videos were our craft that is our new special form of fighter or something that
or just an artifact they put in digitally into the data device. Okay,
yes.
These are computers, so you can put something in there. It wouldn't have to be an actual object doing that. It would just have to be something they tossed in there. That's trivial to do. Wait, just like you mentioned, you have plenty of video of flying saucers. That's great. Okay. Keep doing that.
We don't know what they are. We're not saying they're great little gray men. We're just
okay. So right. So you have these things. We don't know what they are. It's suspicious, and it's definitely not us, not our stuff. So
well, we're not saying that either. We don't know what they are. We're trying to find out.
They could be secrets, of course. Very good and very correct in your very sensible.
Very sensible, yes. Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. And there was already half a riot in the live chat before I've said a single word. And apparently Dr. J is here in our live chat, and Third Phase of Moon is here in our live chat, complaining. And I haven't said a word yet. I haven't said anything yet. tonight we will be discussing a few things and explaining to you how the grifts work. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. Those who grift together stick together. So third phase of moon backs up Dr. J. Dr. J backs up third phase of moon with their garbage. And third phase backs up Dr. J with his garbage. Garbage peddlers stick together. And, you know, I think that the root of all of this anger and animosity with third phase of moon is really about their insatiable desire to jam their accomplishments down everyone's throats. But they fail to realize that when you accomplish things by fakery, fraudery, and bull, no one respects you. And what they so desperately want is respect from the community they think that they are part of. And they don't get it because people know that they faked things a lot. Yeah. And the talking points, by the way, I'm sure that some of the channels that they have, in my opinion, bribed off that work for them for tiny bits of money, you know, the cheap whores like GRIFT On and UFO Proof. You remember UFO Proof? He's the guy who faked terminal cancer, and then his local community ran a benefit to give him money, but that wasn't enough for the guy, UFO Proof, who faked terminal cancer. He also stole gift certificates from his own cancer benefit. And I think he's like an announcer for Third Phase, or he works with and for them like GRIFT On does. So what quality good people that they have working with them, people who would fake their own terminal illness to get some money, and then on top of it, steal the gift certificates from the people who ran the benefit for him while he was supposed to be dying. Of course, he wasn't dying. He's got a terrible drug problem. You know, this is where we're at, and this is where we find ourselves, but it is interesting. And tonight we'll be focusing on this fallacy that they try to present, that they used to fake things, but they don't fake things anymore. That's the talking points that they give to their talking heads, right? The people dumb enough to work for them, super cheap. Like, you know, it's great. It's great. So everybody says they fake things, but they came out with a plan, I think, which was to say, no, we used to fake things. They have been caught red-handed faking things left, right, and sideways. And recently they have been caught faking things, but they tell their talking heads like Rich from GRIFT On to tell everybody that they learned their lessons and they're doing things the right way now. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because as recently as February, March, April, and May of this year, they were caught 100% faking things. And it's interesting how people like GRIFT On will say, I'm a liar. But when we present the evidence that he lied to his audience saying they don't fake things, and we showed, well, Astral Citizens, we're going to play that video tonight. It's a banger. We showed, what was it, February, March, and April, I think. They faked, 100% faked some of their recent videos. Crickets from Rich from GRIFT On. Then he shut up because he knew it would be really hard to squirm out of the previous lie of him telling his audience they don't fake things. They haven't faked things for 5 years. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. And I love that now I'm going to have to watch some people squirm trying to defend this fake fraud Dr. Reed. You can see a previous video here where we broke down Dr. Fraud Reed's litany of lies. And here's Dr. J. I noticed he's in our live chat complaining, saying that he did vet his education. Post it right now. Send it to me on Facebook. Send it to me on Twitter. I'll share what you have. What you have is fake. What you have is fake because I did the research you never did. This man never graduated or attended any of the colleges that he claims. He's not in any of the yearbooks for the colleges during the years he claimed that he got a master's degree and a doctorate and a bachelor's from. All of his education is completely and totally fake. In fact, his name's not even Reed. His name is Rudder, John Rudder. But just to do my due diligence, we checked for his educational credentials under both names. Nothing. Then we checked his work history. He didn't work any place that he claimed he worked. Then we checked the credentials of the fake doctor that he's using. One fake doctor, Dr. Reed, is using another fake doctor, claiming that fake doctor, friend of his, analyzed alien tissue samples. But if you look into that doctor, he's a high school dropout that worked at the local gas station closest to Dr. Reed's mom and dad's house, where he lived with his family until he was, 50, 60? Great. Guy lives with his parents when he's 50 years old. What kind of person lives with his parents when he's 50 years old? Not a winner. But Dr. Reed, I saw a screenshot where he claimed that he said A-R-A-C-E-D. Dr. Reed's education was A-raced. But that Men in Black excuse didn't work for Bob Lazar because people check the yearbooks. And it won't work for fake Dr. Reed because people check the yearbooks there too. No Reed, no Rudder, nothing. His education is fake. His everything about that man is fake. And I'm going to play you just a short clip from Dr. Jonathan Reed, the fake doctor. Remember, he claimed to be a psychiatrist. No, he's not. You won't find a psychiatry office in the state where he lives. You won't find any employer employing him as a psychiatrist because he's not a psychiatrist. He's a UFO grifter, and you fell for it, Dr. J. And the fact that you fell for it means that here's the sad part. This Dr. J is supposed to be a doctor himself. He's got a doctorate law degree. How the hell do you go to college for 8 or 12 years and you don't know how to use Google? Just Google Dr. Jonathan Reed fraud. You'll find all the proof that the guy's not a real doctor, that his work history is fake, that his dog never died. Well, I'm sure he died by now. That was the 90s. Yeah, people have picked apart this. It was a hoax. It's done. And well, listen, I have sympathy for people like Dr. J, who apparently wants so desperately to believe that the aliens are here and visiting that he will accept a fraud fake doctor with a fake education and a fake work history using other fake doctors to bolster his claim. Did you know, Dr. J, that he claimed that he met the Pope? I have the posts. We're going to share them tonight. Do you know there's something called a papal record? Did you know that? I'm Catholic, so I knew that. And you can call the Vatican Records Office and you can ask them to check the papal records for this meeting that this fake Dr. Jonathan Reed, he claimed that he met the Pope. I have the posts. And you can check the papal record. No mention of Dr. Jonathan Reed telling alien stories. No mention of John Rudder, his real name. He's not in everybody that the Pope meets, buddy, goes in the papal records. Every minute of that guy's day is recorded. What he does, who he meets with, who he talks with, who he calls on the phone, who calls him on the phone. It's all in the papal records. And you would know that if you had checked into this man's claims, but you didn't. You ran with a fake story, and now you look foolish. You look so foolish, and this has been a fake story since the 1990s. It's not like you didn't have time to research it, but we're going to break down for you exactly why Dr. J is trying to profit from this, because it all goes back to the International UFO Congress, who hired the fake Dr. Jonathan Reed and also has hired and employed Dr. J. So there's the connection. They both, those that grift together stick together. So here is some of this fake doctor's ridiculous so-called evidence. He claims that he had an alien armband that he got from the aliens that would let him disappear and reappear at will or teleport or something. But it's interesting in that in this clip, we can prove where he got the sound effects from, Dr. J, and it's from a Hollywood movie. If he's really teleporting, why does he need to add clip out applause and oohs and ahs from a Hollywood movie? As I recall, it was the movie Eyes Wide Shut that he took those sound effects from and put into this video clip. And did you know, Dr. J, that this man was fascinated with drama and acting? He was in drama in high school. I checked. I actually talked to people that knew him then. You didn't. You didn't do the work, and now you're going to look foolish. This is the evidence that Dr. J, Jaime Maussan, and I guess Jimmy Church thinks is real and convincing, compelling evidence that this man, this fake doctor, had an alien armband. Oh, this is one of my favorite fake fraud stories. This guy is so bad at this. It's so bad it's good, friends. Let's check out his evidence.
They make the decision whether
the alien armband. By the way, Jason Quit, I just want to mention that Dr. Jonathan Reed is better than Jason Quit, because Jason Quit doesn't have a fake alien armband, and Dr. Jonathan Reed has a fake alien armband. And we want to thank Tim Frick for his kind and generous $10 super chat. The next question in disclosure is ETs. Where do they come from, and what are they all doing here? And this dude killed one. Yeah, he claimed to, but it wasn't really dead because it kept crawling in and out of his freezer, because that's what aliens do when you shoot them and put them in a freezer. They come back to life and they crawl out of the freezer and then they go back in the freezer. Yeah. But thank you, Tim Frick, for your kindness, generosity, and support. I'm going to try to read the super chats as they come in. I know people prefer when I do that. So, and we want to thank all of our kind and generous benefactors for supporting us to not lie to people, for supporting us to not defend frauds like Third Phase of Moon, who put out garbage information, fake information. And yeah, it warms my heart that you can do this the honest way, and that's what they're missing. You don't have to lie to people. You don't have to, but it's a lot easier to make money if you're just willing to lie through your teeth. And we're going to get back to Dr. J and why he may be thinking, you know, it's a good idea. He's worked with him in the past at International UFO Congress, right? Now back to Third Phase of Moon. The history of this is interesting because even years and years ago, people were calling out Third Phase of Moon for posting fake videos and for not having the expertise that they claimed that they had to be able to determine if something is fake or not. And it's been going on for years, friends. So for years, people have been calling them out for their fakery, fraudery, and bull. But recently, like I said, they're telling their talking heads to say, we only faked things years ago when we started. We haven't faked anything recently. But we're going to detail how they fake something as recently as February, March, and April. Thanks to Astral Citizens. And I've got a bunch of my own debunks that we haven't ever broadcast yet. And I'm getting them together, and we got more for you, Third Phase. Keep crying. Keep crying. Keep it up. I love it. Let's look at a historical video from some years ago of someone else that was fed up with their fakery, fraudery, and bull. Third Phase have been faking things a long time, friends. It's not just recently, and it's not just years ago. I believe that they've been faking things during their entire run here. And like I said, this is what bothers them. They so desperately want to be loved and respected for all of their accomplishments. We have a #1 documentary on Amazon Prime that's filled with lies. You don't get credit for making a documentary that's filled with factual inaccuracies, lies, and a total lack of fact-checking. You don't get credit for being #1 because you let Dr. Stephen Greer sit there and lie in your documentary. You don't get credit from anyone for doing that. That's called laziness. That's called sloppiness. That's called not caring if the documentaries are supposed to show you the truth of subjects. I thought, I don't know, maybe I must be naive, right? You could just pack a documentary full of lies and you too could be #1 on Amazon. Good for you. So here's a historical documentary of Third Phase being called out years ago for having fake videos.
My name's Blake Cousins. Today, our special guest, Sheila Aliens. She has a unique way of talking about paranormal and UFO activity from around the world on her YouTube channel. Now, Sheila has some questions for us at Third Phase of Moon. Now, Sheila, go ahead and ask some of your questions that you have for us here.
Okay. Do you guys fake your UFO videos? Is that computer graphics that we're seeing on some of your videos?
Well, we get those questions all the time, and YouTube, we have many haters, but then a lot of followers. Sheila, to be honest, I have to say, some of these videos possibly could be fake. No doubt about it. We're not blind here, but we do get amazing videos from around the world, and, our policy at Third Phase of Moon isn't just to suppress, these videos. The Zapruder film has its own questions. The Bin Laden video and the photos of his dead body haven't been produced. And, there's questions even if they were to come out, if they were fact or fake. And we'll let the people decide, and that's how we kind of do it at Third Phase.
Yeah, but your videos all kind of follow the same pattern. You can tell they're made by the same person. Nobody knows who your sources are. It's just obvious that, you guys are making them. That's okay, but I wonder why are you guys doing that?
But, again...
what do you get out of it?
Well, the thing is, Sheila, you may have not been following our YouTube channel as of late. We've been doing many Skype interviews, such as what's happening right now, from people around the world. So you're going to...
That's a good thing.
Pardon me?
That's a good thing, actually talking to real people. That's a step up from what you guys have been doing, I think. So...
Well, that's exactly right. We're getting, Cordello from Australia, Johnny Webb from the UK, and, many others. And we're able to meet people from around the world now. And, I've done photojournalism for over 20 years. I've sold photos and video exclusives to the National Geographic, to the LA Times, the New York Post, and other affiliates throughout the world. And we know how to get sensationalistic material out to the world quickly. And when we started this 3 years ago, regarding the UFO phenomenon, we have our techniques on how to get it out to the world. And what we're doing here at Third Phase of Moon is also offering people from around the world, if they want to give us exclusive video, we're able to obtain their rights and not just have it, taken on YouTube or what have you and stolen. We want to protect people's material.
So you're marketing videos that are obvious hoax. On your May 4th video, what video was that called? You uploaded on May 4th. You were both in it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you said that you won some kind of Guggenheim Award or something, or your brother did.
Yeah.
And that's how he can tell us that it's a genuine video. And then he goes on to say that the pixelation matches. That doesn't make any sense. The whole thing that he said about how that video is real makes no sense. Plus, it's a blatant fake. I can't tell if you guys are joking or not, but...
Well, that's interesting. Like I said, again, Sheila, a lot of these videos are suspect. John Bennett's footage, we've received many videos from him and pictures, and, they're of the same object, but we're not going to suppress the footage. We're going to get it out there and let the people decide, along with, real testimony. And like I said, would you suppress the Bin Laden photo, whether it's a fake or not?
No, that's Bin Laden though. I pick and choose UFO stuff that I post. I don't post stuff if it doesn't sit right with me. If it looks fake and I'm going to catch a lot of slack for it, then I'm not even going to, you know, because some people actually believe that that's real when it's not. And all it does is cause more confusion and problems for us in ufology. Like,
I know for a fact that back in the time you picked up our videos and put it on your site without even having permission asked by me. And, you know, again, at Third Phase of the Moon, is we have to protect our copyright. You know, we're not going to break any rules on YouTube. So we got to find a special boundary of material rights. And that's what we're doing, is exclusive material and protecting people's rights when they submit footage to us here at Third Phase of the Moon.
It's obviously a business for you guys, that much is clear, but I don't think you're in the right place as far as actually caring about ufology. You're good businessmen, but you need to put your efforts towards something that's not deceiving people who want to see real footage. They're all afraid with you. They give you thumbs down. Half of your videos have all thumbs down. Like, how are you okay with that?
You know, the material is controversial, no doubt about it. But without controversy, we wouldn't be able to meet people like Robert Bingham, who, again, we invite everybody on May 19th to show up at the Park Plaza Hotel as he summons UFOs. Tell me, Sheila, if Third Phase of the Moon didn't start out how we did, how would we have come across Robert Bingham in order to even do this historic event? He's done it for us 3 times.
That seems like a step up for you guys, but you know, if you're gonna keep on posting videos that you know that they're fake, then how can you keep doing that? Like, I used to post videos because I was dumb and I believed everything, but now I realize they weren't all UFOs, and so I don't post them anymore.
Well, you know, the National Geographic, the Sci-Fi Channel, Japanese television picks up these videos, and are you saying that they don't know what a fake is and I do? How do you make the judgment? Like,
they don't know. They like hoaxes. If you haven't noticed, mainstream media gives a lot of attention to hoaxes. I know that you've noticed. You're making a business out of it. It's become a franchise, and it's disgusting.
Oh, he just got beat down by a woman. Oh, it's great. And Sweet Caroline with a kind and generous 1999 member, Sweet Caroline. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for your continued support of the show. Stephen, thanks for the last. Oh my God, these fake fraudsters crack me up. I'm having a good time tonight, and I hope everybody else is. And thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And we're going to bounce back and forth here a little bit. So why we're here and sort of having a laugh at the expense of people that are purposefully pushing that if fake doctors' alien stories are real, you know, it's great. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you, and this comes from Anthony Unidentified S4, thank you, is that it would appear that Third Phase of Moon, they were in my live chat complaining because I'm saying that they're backing up this fake Dr. Jonathan Reed story as being real. And they forget that the internet never forgets. They're like, well, we didn't say it was real. We quoted another person. Yeah, great. So here it is. See, how the UFO Cosmic Con game works is that one person who's willing to host a fraud in the form of Dr. J is backed up by another person with no morals, no ethics, and no morality. And here we have Third Phase of Moon in the live chat while the fake fraud doctor is being interviewed by Dr. J. And by the way, we have a lot on Dr. J and what he said. He really backed himself into a corner, and he's going to wish that he didn't. Third Phase of Moon, we spoke with Jaime Maussan. For those unaware, Jaime Maussan is the person behind the Roswell Slides alien hoax. He is the person behind the spider monkey alien hoax. It was a marmoset monkey that they shaved down and mummified and claimed was an alien. It was a marmoset monkey. Jaime Maussan is also behind the Nazca aliens hoax. You remember that one where somebody dug up a bunch of dead bodies and glued them together and pretended that they were alien mummies, right? You remember that alien hoax. Jaime Maussan is the king of alien hoaxes. He also brought Dr. Fake Jonathan Reed over, I don't know if it was Mexico or South America, to do a whole tour telling people about his alien experiences. So what we have is Third Phase of Moon, who can't tell a real doctor from a fake doctor. We have Dr. J, who can't tell a real doctor from a fake doctor. By the way, he's now claiming that he vetted his education and his education is real. And I'm here to tell you, friends, that is categorically false. This man is not a doctor. His name's not even Dr. Jonathan Reed. All right. And then we have Jaime Maussan, who can't make a phone call and check somebody's education and find out that he's not a real doctor. You see how this works? What you have to do is no fact checking, no vetting. Just tell people that he's telling the truth. Find a nutter willing to tell alien stories. And who cares if he's a fake doctor? Who cares if he didn't work anywhere that he said that he worked? So Third Phase of Moon is in the live chat, and this is the Cosmic Con backup. When you need to bolster that your fraud fake doctor is telling the truth about those aliens, you bring in another faker, hoaxer, to tell everybody in the live chat that the story is true. And that is exactly what happened here. The Cosmic Con backup. We spoke with Jaime Maussan, who's a big hoaxer, about Dr. Reed's case. Jaime Maussan has confirmed that his story is real. Jaime told us that they tested the area around the obelisk and it was radioactive. Great, great. So what we have is the king of alien hoaxes, Jaime Maussan. You can look into him, telling the king of fake UFO videos, Third Phase of Moon, that the fake fraud doctor story is real. And here is Third Phase of Moon in the live chat helping Dr. J, and we've seen that clip previously of them working together. They work together. So this is what we have here, in my opinion, is Third Phase of Moon helping Dr. J push this garbage story as true. It's awesome. But wait, there's more. So we can get back to Dr. J, who has now backed himself into a corner, because now Dr. J is telling people that he did do the research and this man's education is real. And the people that he worked with at the companies he claimed he worked with all confirmed for him. And I'm going to have a problem with that, Dr. J. I want their names. I want their telephone numbers. I want to know when you spoke with them, and I'll verify your work. I'm not going to hold my breath. Not going to hold my breath, because I've already vetted his work history and his education. It's all fake. It's all fake, Dr. J. But here we have Dr. Dirty Mike with a kind of generous $5 super chat. Thank you for doing what you can to help get frauds out of the community. I hope someday they're all gone and the research can finally be taken seriously. That is my hope as well. And thank you, Dr. Dirty Mike. Dirty Mike. Sounds dirty. Yeah, long-time show supporter. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Much, much appreciated. So back to Third Phase of Moon. Remember, we said that they have been faking things for years. And here we have a historical video, which we've already showed, that details for you that for years, people have been accusing them of faking videos, making the videos themselves, and claiming that they had been sent them. And someone did a detailed analysis on Reddit of their early videos and claims, this is their claim, that they were all done with the same camera. So how can multiple sources from all around the world be sending them videos with the same camera? Yeah. So historically, people have been accusing them of faking things for years. And the talking points, like I said, used to be that they are doing it the right way now. They're not faking things lately. They're really trying to do it the right way. But we can see that as recently as, I believe it was February, March, and April, Astral Citizens, which, by the way, is a great channel. It's in the description of the video. Astral Citizens is one of the best at peeling back the layers of deception and showing you how these frauds are able to do what they do. My favorite in his latest video on Third Phase is when Third Phase took a video that they knew was space debris. They even were dumb enough to comment on that guy's space debris video that was clearly identified as space debris. Great video. Can we share it on our channel? We'll credit you. Then Third Phase of Moon takes that space debris video, puts it on their channel, and then does the Robert Stack voiceover. You know, what an incredible mystery in the skies. This UFO was just spotted. We can see the wing in one portion of the video. They knew it was space debris, and they sat there pretending that it was unidentified. By definition, it's not an unidentified flying object if it's already been identified as space debris. They knew where that video came from. And what about Rich, who says they don't fake anything? Why doesn't he comment on that? Right? You're telling everybody I'm lying to everyone. I guess Heathcliff Spencer from Astral Citizens is also lying to everybody. He shows the screenshots in the video of where they took the fake UFO video from. It was space debris. And then they put it on their channel. Oh, it's great. So I would highly encourage you, if you want to see what goes into making fake UFO videos or fake alien videos, all kinds of fakery, fraudery, and bull exposed, please do support Astral Citizens. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. He also did an excellent piece recently on the Nazi girl, Marina Sarin. And by the way, we'll have more on that too, because apparently now Rich is defending and sucking up to the Nazi girl. Oh, it just gets better and better. I love it. But before I get too excited, I did ask permission. So I am going to cite fair use all the same, but we have permission from Heathcliff Spencer to share his video detailing how Third Phase of Moon are lying to you, detailing how Rich from GRIFT On is lying to his audience and everybody else when he says they haven't faked anything recently, because Heathcliff Spencer shows you how they faked 3 different videos recently. So the talking points and the lies that they try to project that they haven't faked anything recently come crashing, smashing down under scrutiny. Under any scrutiny, we know that they're lying again, just like they lied to that girl years ago, just like they lie and say they don't fake things. Listen, people have caught them time and time again. There's whole other videos where they've been caught pretending they were in the Philippines when they were really in Hawaii. Right? Great. But I encourage you, if you want to see what goes into, because Heathcliff Spencer does a better job than I could breaking down what goes into creating a UFO hoax. And in this video we're going to share tonight, Heathcliff Spencer expertly, through incredible research, I don't know how he finds some of this stuff, he was able to show exactly how 3 different videos that Third Phase claims were UFOs were faked, massaged, if you will. Some people maybe they didn't fake it, but they manipulated things to make it look more like mysterious or whatever. However you want to slice it, dice it, they are pushing fake information into the UFO community. That's what they're good at. That's what they excel at, right? And people love it or hate it, but they get the views. I got to give them that. So how about we take a journey into some of their latest fakery, fraudery, and bull? Because again, people like Rich are lying through their teeth, telling people they haven't faked anything recently. And Rich is supposed to be the one defending them. I can't wait to hear Rich from GRIFT On defending them, telling everybody that the Dr. Jonathan Reed case is real. A fake doctor with a fake education. Great. But let's get into some examples of the fake videos that are being manufactured over at Third Phase of Moon as they pretend to be some kind of experts in UFOs. It's just great. And again, please do subscribe to Astral Citizens. We're going to be sharing a lot more of his stuff with his permission, hopefully. And hopefully we'll have him as a guest soon. I'd like that. Let's get into it, friends. This is an amazing video that details how Third Phase of Moon are able to deceive people. And it's so interesting to watch those layers of deception being peeled back and see the truth behind what they actually do to generate money for themselves. Let's get into it, friends.
The latest in a series of UFO videos from the YouTube channel Third Phase of Moon has been circulating the internet and is causing quite a stir. But what's really going on? Are the videos just a series of fake videos? Or could these be real? We're here to debunk the 3 most recent videos of Third Phase of Moon so you can make up your own minds.
This is Astral Citizens, brought to you by Heathcliff Spencer Peters.
What NASA doesn't want you to see. Nowadays, the internet is plagued with fake videos and information. Aliens, UFOs, and even celebrities are particularly popular for fakers. But YouTube channel Third Phase of Moon is making waves. You are going to find out what's really going on in this video by Third Phase of Moon called What NASA Doesn't Want You to See. In this video, Third Phase of Moon takes advantage of UFO believers' distrust of NASA and uses that to talk about strange object in a livestream video from the International Space Station. In the context of Third Phase of Moon's video, they play a clip of a person recording a monitor that plays the ISS live feed, which shows a view down to Earth. According to them, you can see a strange blue object, and suddenly, the blue object disappears. After some research, I stumbled upon the exact same video of the International Space Station on a stock footage website, a website where you can buy video. And from there I was able to find the actual live stream. In it, you can see that the blue stripe corresponds to the sunlight. It's not a UFO, but a byproduct of light. Conclusion. My conclusion is that Third Phase of Moon deliberately does not mention their source, because the last thing you want is to inform your followers with facts, so why bother? And if you cut out a piece from the footage and show only the moment when you can see what's happening, you know that this is about light reflection. The title misleads their followers and suggests that NASA is hiding something, but in fact, I have more faith in NASA than hoaxes like Third Phase of Moon or their supporters. Dripping with skepticism, UFO conspiracies, and people performing pseudoscience. The latest UFO video hasn't exactly produced any kind of positive feeling. It's another strange object of the same ISS livestream video, and they see more objects. I'm wondering, are Third Phase of Moon and their UFO investigators from Mars? No is the answer, because nothingness on Mars has even more intelligence. And they are acting again. They talk about white spots, weird objects, etc., etc. Exactly the same issue as in the previous video I demonstrated. Let's watch the full video without a cut. The video was a collage of a cut and dramatized footage. They didn't share their source with the viewers, and they intentionally didn't show the full video. Their story was a terrible and a completely not representative of what actually happened.
We've never seen it. We're going to be sharing evidence. You can almost see wingspans or corners of this craft. This thing almost looks like it's connected.
Massive craft shocks major city. The video presents a cluster of lights in Hawaii. Their narrative, you can almost see wingspans of corners of this craft, and that this is the very first time they ever seen it. And now I've caught them on another big lie. I will tell you in a moment. I failed to find a recent event about this. No reports, nothing. In reality, we can see that there was a news story about this event that happened 2 years ago on October. And well, who do we have there? On a YouTube channel, you see Third Phase of Moon, published on October 25th, 2020. In the comment section, they write, "May I share your video on my channel Third Phase of Moon? We will be sure to credit you and your original link." Conclusion. We're looking at a rocket booster. John O. Marina, chief scientist at the W.M. Keck Observatory, says that these bright lights are from an old rocket booster that launched a communication satellite into space in China in 2008. The verdict. Nobody likes being misled. And in my view, Third Phase of Moon is just doing that. They provide very little information on the videos they post and intentionally leave out key pieces of information. There's manipulation involved, and yes, it's deliberate. What's more, the so-called UFO researcher who attended the live stream is unable to provide any analysis of the encounter when asked, and he sits there like a deer in headlights. Third Phase of Moon has to stop immediately, that's my advice. All these years they run a high risk of being demonetized. Because YouTube clearly says in their spam, deceptive practice and scam policies, YouTube doesn't allow spam, scams and other deceptive practices that take advantage of the YouTube community. And that is what they are doing. And I'm referring to the misleading meta or thumbnails using title, thumbnails, description to trick users into believing the content is something it is not. So again, Third Phase of Moon has to stop immediately. Here's the thing. We get it. You're a UFO believer and you've seen the videos from Third Phase of Moon. But here's the thing. These are hoaxes. They are not real. Comment below and let us know what you think about this latest batch of UFO videos from Third Phase of Moon.
Astral Citizens is home to unbiased and rare UFO news. Like and share this video and comment below. Click the thanks button below this video to show support. If you want to see more, make sure to follow us. Join the free UFO social network at astralcitizens.com and become a true citizen of the stars.
So special thanks to Heathcliff Spencer, who proved categorically with facts and evidence and proof that these fake talking points of Rich from GoofOn and others who say they haven't faked anything in 5 years is completely and totally false. Those are talking points, right? You just keep repeating a lie enough and people will believe it, apparently, but not once you peel back the layers of their deception. And, some people will argue, well, they're not really faking that one NASA video, but they are carefully manipulating It's called forced perspective in magic, right? You make people only able to see a certain view so that they don't see the truth of what you're really showing them. And boy, Astral Citizens does a great job. Again, his channel is in the description of the video. Go join his channel. I think you'll be glad that you did. And we want to thank UFO John Doe, longtime show supporter, who says, Spooky and Steven, nice job putting this transformative video together. This is a very important video to help folks realize and expose UFO fraudsters. It's very concerning someone believes they are a doctor. Yeah, and he also is pretending to work with children with special needs, UFO John Doe. Who fakes working with needy children, right? Except somebody that's constructing a fake narrative. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? And yeah, and World in Chaos says, still watching, I'm sure. Why so quiet, boys? They realize that they've lost. They cannot withstand they cannot withstand the overwhelming evidence of what we are presenting here. And quite honestly, neither can Rich from Goof On, who defends them, who works with and for them. While he's calling other people frauds, he's working for these guys, who are now, by the way, I don't care what they said in my live chat, they signed off. They are now telling people, because they're backing up their buddy, Dr. J. So they are helping Dr. J push a completely and totally fake story. And you know what? I think that they thought that everything had blown over and they were off my radar, and I wouldn't say anything if they... This is co-signing on a 100% provably fake man with a 100% provably fake background and fake education and a fake story. They are co-signing it, helping their buddy, Dr. J, shovel this garbage story, peddle this total fraud, this hoax, right? And hey, Rich, you said they don't hoax anything. What about signing off on hoaxes? Because here they are signing off on the hoax of Dr. Jonathan Reed with their buddy who they work with and together, Dr. J. And we'll get into more that I have to share of Dr. J. One second. Let me... we are going to share some information that is really going to put this Dr. J in an even worse light. It's bad enough for him. Look, he could have said, yeah, I was busy or something. I didn't vet the guest and moved on with his life. But now he has doubled and tripled down on the fake Dr. Jonathan Reed story. And we have proof of that. So while I'm sure he is right now running to delete a bunch of comments, we saved them. We got them all, Dr. Reed. Dr. J. We got all your comments where you're making absolutely ridiculous, unprovable, fictitious arguments to people that are saying that this guy is a fraud. And by the way, we want to thank Lord Ludacris, who went to that event. He is a truth seeker. I love him. And thank you. So here we have Dr. J doubling and tripling down on the fake fraud doctor that he platformed and is making money with. And by the way, I'm not sure, but he may be the person that originally booked him at this international UFO conference, who he also works for. So Lord Ludacris says this was a hoax. He is not a doctor. Dr. J says, where are you making your assumptions from? What's hard to believe that this man whose life has been erased, R-A-C-E-D, not erased, erased, friends. Is erased worse than erased? And this guy went to college for 12 years and he can't spell the word erased? Yeah, but he's supposed to be so smart. He's smarter than all of us. And he is sure that this guy, Dr. Reed, is telling the truth about those aliens. His life has been erased and was able to find all the professors and coworkers that worked with him as an op doctor. Verify he was. Okay, Dr. J, Radio Live, get me their names, get me their phone numbers. I'll interview them. They don't exist. This is called the Cosmicon bluff. When you get called out by somebody for knowingly pushing a fake fraud doctor and a hoax, you got to pretend that you actually researched him. They all do it, and this guy did it badly. I was able to verify he was, and with all that evidence, if that doesn't convince you, and everything is a hoax to you, apparently, and while I'm glad you watched out of curiosity, why the hell do you even watch UFO videos, which is not a hoax to you? Maybe English is this guy's second language. Why does he write so badly if he went to college for 8 or 12 years to become a doctor of law? A doctor of law writes like this? Maybe we ought to check into his educational claims too. And by the way, I'm not making any accusations. I just find it funny that a guy who claims to go to college for 8 or 12 years can't spell the word erased and has this piss poor grammar, right? Let's see, which is not a hoax to you. Is it the ones that people don't interact with aliens? Is it because it breaks you from your safe space and you can't understand the reality at this point? No, it's because Lord Ludicrous Plaid actually listened to a real and factual breakdown of this fake fraud Dr. Reed from me and UFO Watchdog and others. He knew that the story was fake. It's not about, oh, you're violating his safe space. Dr. J goes on to say, you're passing judgment on something you've never experienced yourself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lord Ludicrous has never pretended to be a psychiatrist and pretended to, encounter aliens in the woods and then kill the alien and put it in a freezer. You're right. He never experienced that, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Oh, God. You've never experienced yourself, and you're completely throwing away the actual scientific physical proof. Okay, Dr. J, send me the actual physical scientific proof. Oh, by the way, why would you put, and here's where it gets great, because Dr. J is so desperate to save face for hosting a known fake fraud doctor hoaxer that he is going to pull out the Pope card. That story that this fake fraud doctor met with Pope Francis is in this. Oh, by the way, why would put Francis the Pope over 1 billion people in the Holy See, bring 1 billion people in the Holy See, bring him to the Vatican for a one-on-one meeting about this case? Dr. J, can you prove that he's ever actually been to Italy or Rome? Can we see the plane tickets? Can we see copies of proof that he's been to the Vatican? Do you know what a papal coin is? Did you know that when the Pope actually calls someone for an audience, there's always papal gifts that they get that include the seal of the Pope? So I'm sure that the fake fraud Dr. Jonathan Reed can show us those papal gifts he got after the Pope requested an audience with him. And I'm sure, Dr. J, that you can show us the papal records of the day that Dr. Jonathan Reed, the fake fraud doctor, met with Pope Francis. It's going to be in the papal records, right? Because every meeting is in the papal records. Or are you going to pull out the Men in Black explanation for that? If anything, more that comes out, more that supports. As a lawyer, I can't even read this. It's written so bad. I could tell you, if this was able to be brought to be proved, this would win in a landslide. Take the elements of Balthazar that are lacking evidence, and you have the Dr. Regis. He has everything he needed from a crash and retrieval, even though there was no crash on your Evolved, to prove everything. Who wrote this? A second grader? This guy's a doctor? Jesus Christ. Why am I reading this? But I have to read it. Okay. Let's see. Hundreds of hours of pictures, writings, and video demonstration. Time she spoke, who's he talking about now? And 50 plus countries with the most important people in the world. Sadly, though, no one wants to help change the world. Everyone's satisfied with the evidence, but no one can do anything with it. Lord Ludicrous chimes back. He isn't a doctor, and his story has been debunked by many people. Why give a liar a platform? Did you really not even do the most basic research about him? And no, Dr. J is bluffing here because, like I said, Dr. J, if you're not lying, oh, by the way, I have to change the background here. I apologize. I wanted to be sure to thank Heathcliff Spencer for that excellent video. We'll just put up the Area 51. There we go. So Dr. J is bluffing horribly badly here because this is called the Cosmic Con Double Down or the Cosmic Con Super Duper Prover Maneuver. When you get caught faking, making money from a completely and totally 100% provably fake story, you got to do one of a few things. You got to do the Cosmic Con Shuffle and go away, or you got to do the Cosmic Con Double Down. And that's what Dr. J did, claiming that his guest, the Dr. Jonathan Reed, was offered a papal visit and an audience with the Pope to tell the Pope about his alien experience. But again, if the fake doctor had actually done that, Dr. J, there would be verifiable evidentiary proof that he had a papal audience. He met with the Pope. There would be records. He may have papal gifts that the Pope gives to everyone he grants an audience to. Look it up. I'm Catholic, and I'm quite sure that every single individual that the Pope meets with is in the papal records. They keep records of every minute of his day, Dr. J. So if you're not lying here, you'll be able to provide us with the proof that he met the Pope, right? You'll be able to show us that evidence. And earlier, he did say that he checked into all the people that the fake doctor claimed to work with who verified his story. So I'd like the names and phone numbers of the people that you're claiming that you talked to. Or is this a really bad bluff, Dr. J, and you just got caught red-handed pushing a fake fraud doctor? You didn't even call the colleges that he claimed he went to. You didn't do 5 minutes of research. You didn't even Google his name. Google his name. You'll find the proof that he's a fraud. You didn't do that. And now you're doubling down saying that this man had an audience with the Pope. That's your proof that his story is real, that he had an audience with the Pope? Then great. Show us the proof he had an audience with the Pope. Or does it not exist because you bluffed? And now you're screwed, Dr. J. Now it's even worse for you because you try to do the bluff, and I'm calling Dr. J's bluff. I am calling Dr. J's bluff right now. If you've got the proof, send it to me. Send it to me right now on Facebook. We'll share it. Send it to me right now on Twitter. We'll share it. You got nothing because the proof that you're claiming to have in your own video comments does not exist. You can't prove that he met with the Pope. You can't prove that you talked to his co-workers. Let's compare notes, Dr. J, or am I going to call your bluff and hear crickets from you because you know that you bluffed and you don't have the evidence that you claimed you already have? Or are you going to try to scramble now and invent some evidence? Those are your choices. Choose carefully because I'm going to keep it up. Dr. J, I got more for you. I got a lot more. I got so much more on this, Dr. J, on this case and on you platforming this hoaxer. So choose very carefully what you decide to say and do next. Same for third phase. And same for third phase's attack dogs and talking heads that they buy for cheap. You know, the cheap whores that work for third phase moon. Great. And by the way, I'm going to show you the proof that he met the Pope. And when you're done laughing, we can talk about it. But let's get into the proof that he met the Pope. Let's get into that evidence and proof that we have here. All right, here's the first proof. Dr. J must be the most gullible man on planet Earth because I think that he just listened to what this guy said and he did not fact check anything. Kind of like Third Phase with Stephen Greer saying that you remember that when Third Phase made a documentary claiming that Stephen Greer in the documentary claimed that an entire engineering firm in the state of Michigan got murdered
and Third Phase didn't fact check that at all, but we did and found out it was a lie. You remember that, right? This is the same thing. Dr. J just took the person's word for it. And here we have the fake Dr. Jonathan Reed saying, in 2013, I, along with my team, was personally invited to stay in Vatican City to present my close encounter case directly with Pope Francis. He was fascinated and sincerely concerned about our solar visitors, wanting to know what can we do for them. And this is from Dr. Jonathan Reed. But, you know, something didn't seem right about that to me. But what doesn't seem right to me is that anyone would just accept on faith someone saying that they met the Pope. I mean, that's like saying you met the president. That's like saying you met, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt. You know, people would want evidence, but don't worry, friends, because Dr. Jonathan Reed, who is a dying breed of hoaxer. Because do you remember back in the day, hoaxers would actually have to produce some form of evidence? And then along comes people like Corey Good just telling stories, and everybody figured out you don't even need the fake evidence. You could just say things and stupid people will believe it. But Dr. Jonathan Reed is one of those people that actually comes from a time when people still faked evidence when they were pushing a fake story. So here is Dr. Jonathan Reed's proof that he met Pope Francis. Yeah, that's not photoshopped at all, friends. And by the way, people have found I believe anyway, that people have found the original image that this was taken from. But you will find multiple images of Dr. Jonathan Reed with the Pope on the internet. Most people, I think Reed shared this one though, but he does have others that are clearly him older and not this age in 2013 when he claims that he met the Pope. So Dr. J, you've got proof besides this hokey ass photoshopped picture that he actually met the Pope, right? Because you're telling people in your live, you're telling people in your video comments who are saying this is a hoax, you're telling people he met the Pope. So you've got those papal records, right? And we can all see them so that we know that both of you people aren't lying, that both Dr. J and Dr. Jonathan Reed are not lying about his meeting with the Pope, right? And by the way, Dr. Jonathan Reed also claimed to meet the Pope a separate time. So not only did he meet the Pope once, he met him twice, I believe, right? And, you know, this is where we're at. This passes for proof. This passes for evidence. And I'm not sure if this was photoshopped or if that's just somebody that looks similar from the side as Dr. Reed and he grabbed it. Maybe we'll try to find more information about this hokey-ass fake picture of the supposed fake fraud doctor, who's not a doctor, meeting Pope Francis. But there's more. We've got more for you, Dr. J, and we've got more for Third Phase of fake. Yeah. Oh, you know, we're pretty much we've got more, but we're in because of the time, I think that we'll save what else that we have here. But I've got a mountain of evidence that this man, Dr. Jonathan Reed, is a fake and a fraud. You can see our previous episode. And by the way, I'd love to know where Jimmy Church's part 2 is. But don't worry, Dr. J did a part 2 where Dr. Jonathan Reed claims he passed polygraphs. And again, I want to see the polygraphs then, Dr. J. You're going to stand behind that he passed polygraphs about this hokey-ass fake video that he made with the fake alien and the obelisk and the freezer, right? He passed the lie detector test. Great. Send us the information. I want to interview the polygrapher who administered the test, and I want to see the charts from the polygraph exam.
because you're letting this man sit on your channel and lie to your audience. I'm assuming he's lying, claiming that he passed a polygraph. And, you know, polygraphs are not even, I'm not sure. I believe it really depends on the examiner. I happen to know a retired FBI polygrapher who, you know, I'd love to get Dr. Jonathan Fake Reed in his chair, right? I mean, how do you pass a polygraph about a story when the first question should be, are you really a doctor? And the only truthful answer that Reed could give is no, right? Or is Dr. Jonathan Reed your real name? He can't even pass that in a polygraph, but somehow we're expected to believe. And then there is, of course, the false stories that Dr. J is accepting, that Dr. Jonathan Reed has some other doctor that's a fake look at the tissue samples of the alien, right? And determine that there's alien DNA or something. Sorry, I zoned out of the fakery and fraudery after a while. I couldn't sit through the whole fake fraud thing that Dr. J is pushing with Dr. Reed. But what we have here, friends, is, like I said, we have one faker, frauder, hoaxer propping up another faker, frauder, hoaxer. And that's what they do. That's how it works. They all back each other up. Like, you tell everybody my fake alien stories are real, and I'll tell everybody that your fake story is real, and then everybody will believe the both of us. They think that works, and apparently it does, because a lot of people get by with just that. Isn't it funny that a lot of people get by and their only evidence is that? Their only evidence is another, let's say, less than scrupulous person with no ethics backing them up that has been caught faking things. So what we have is, we have Dr. J pushing a 100% provably fake story as true. And then we have Third Phase of Moon co-signing on it, telling everybody that another fake fraud hoaxer, Jaime Maussan, said that the story is real. So everybody should believe Dr. J when he says that the story is real. And it's like fraud squared. We've got fake fraud Jaime Maussan. We've got the fake fraud doctor, Jonathan Reed, who's not a doctor. And we've got Third Phase of Fake. All of these people have been caught faking things or pushing 100% provably fake stories. But we're supposed to believe them that this guy had an alien in his freezer and he got an alien armband that lets him teleport. This is so ridiculous. That's probably why I love it, because this is just too ridiculous. It's too ridiculous. It's too good. It's too good to be true for somebody like me, that people would be stupid enough to platform this, to push this as real or true or accurate or a true story. I cannot believe that this is what passes for proof. A fake doctor telling a fake story. It's just, it's amazing to me, friends. So we're going to take some comments and questions from the live chat, and then we are going to wrap things up here. We have done our due diligence. Now, I will say, I still owe you. Oh, wait a minute. We're not done yet. I forgot we're not done yet. Because one of the things that I love about this story is that now, see, what we have is, I'm going to share this one more time. Just to recap, we have Dr. J, who apparently went to college for 12, can't write a coherent sentence to save his life, and he can't spell the word erased. That's how intelligent he is. We have him platforming a fake fraud doctor with a fake education, a fake work history, using fake doctors claiming he had tissue samples examined, when the fake doctor he's using actually was a high school dropout that worked at his local gas station, pretending to be a doctor and help him push his fake fraud story. Great. And Dr. J has signed off on all of this, claiming that the story is real and that fake fraud doctor Jonathan Reed, who's not a doctor, got a papal audience and got to tell Pope Francis all about his alien encounter. And then Dr. J doubles down with a big, huge bluff, claiming that he vetted Dr. Jonathan Reed's co-workers from his work history, and they all said that he's real. Great. So now Dr. J has to show us the proof of a papal visit. He has to show us these tissue samples and who administered the tests on the tissue samples. I'll have them independently verified to be real and accurate by a real scientist that studies biology. Then he has to show us, Dr. J is going to have to show us the papal records or some proof that Dr. Jonathan Reed actually met the Pope Francis as he claimed, right? He doubled down and bluffed. It's terrible. Next, we have third phase of fake, helping Dr. Reed push this helping Dr. Fraud. Oh, I'm getting confused. There's too much fraudery. There's too much fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery going on here, and I can't keep it all straight. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts and separate the fakes and the frauds. There's too many of them. There's too many fakes and frauds in this story. I'm getting confused. And too many doctors, too. All right, here we go. All right. So then we have third phase of fake, who is doing the helping Dr. J push this 100% provably fake story by giving him the super duper prover maneuver for his live chat, telling everybody in the live chat, we spoke with Jaime Maussan about Dr. Reed's case. Jaime Maussan has confirmed that the story is real. Jaime told us that they tested the area around the obelisk and it was radioactive. Great. Then we'll be able to get scientific proof from third phase of moon that they actually conducted those tests. According to third phase of moon, we should be able to interview the person that conducted the tests around the obelisk. And we're supposed to believe that Jaime Maussan, who lives in Mexico, I believe, sent somebody all the way from Mexico, all the way to, what was it, Washington State, years and years later, and tested for radioactive area around where the fake fraud doctor claims that he saw the alien spaceship. We'll be able to get an interview with that person, right? Third phase of moon. Jaime Maussan will be able to give us the name and phone number of the person that he sent to do the scientific testing. Or is this another bluff? What we got here is fraud, 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 bluff, 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 super duper prover maneuver. That's what we got here. It's beautiful. It falls apart under scrutiny, and the actual the layers of deception here are just wonderful. We've got Dr. J pushing a fake fraud doctor with a fake fraud story. Then we've got third phase of fake, the fake fraud UFO video channel, using another fake fraud, Jaime Maussan. It's fake fraud overload. It's just too much fake fraudery. Okay, so fake fraud, third phase of moon is pushing that the story is real, and they know that because another fake hoaxer, Jaime Maussan, told them. And like I said, boy, this is an awful lot of evidence that these liars now have to put up to show everybody that they weren't lying to you. Dr. J has to show us papal records. He has to show us employment records of the people that he claimed that he interviewed and vetted this guy's work history, this fake fraud doctor. He's going to have to show us that he actually vetted his education. He's going to have to show us proof that Dr. Reed's whole history was erased. He's going to have to show us, I guess, right? We're going to have to see the yearbooks for all the colleges that the fake fraud doctor claimed that he went to, and we'll be able to see the fake fraud doctor's picture in the yearbooks, proving that I'm not wrong, right? Or proving that I am wrong. Then we're going to have third phase of moon give us the proof that somebody actually did radiological tests around the area and in what I believe was Washington State, where the fake fraud doctor met the aliens. Boy, that's a lot of proof. That's a lot of proof these guys need to provide in order to prove that they're not lying and they weren't lying to everyone. I'll be waiting for that proof and evidence, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait to dig back into the fake fraud Dr. Reed story. Now that you guys have all this brand new evidence. Oh, and Dr. J has to provide us with the polygrapher who did the lie detector tests. He also has to provide us with the scientific reports on the tissue analysis that he claims is real and proves that they were aliens, boy, that's a lot of evidence. I can't wait to get all this evidence to prove that these guys aren't liars. I'm really not going to hold my breath, friends. I'm not going to hold my breath. What are the odds that these people are going to prove to us all that they weren't lying here and that they actually have this evidence and proof that they claim proves the fake fraud doctor was telling the truth? And by the way, if you were to take a Geiger counter out in the woods, you will naturally find some areas that are radioactive because there's uranium in the ground. It doesn't prove that the guy met aliens, but I'd still like to see the proof. Third phase moon, you're claiming there's proof. Can't wait to see it. And so one of the other reasons I love this story is now Rich from GoofOn is going to have to defend all of this to prove that he doesn't work for hoaxers and liars. He's going to have to defend this. Boy, Rich, I can't wait for you to show all the evidence that Third Phase and Dr. J were talking about having on your show so that we know that your coworker, Dr. J, and your employer, Third Phase Moon, weren't lying to all of us, right? And that you were telling everybody the truth when you said that Third Phase hasn't faked anything. You're going to have to go through this Astral Citizens video and prove that he lied and that those aren't facts and those aren't evidence. You're going to have to prove all this, Rich, or you lied to your audience and they do fake things. Or you lie to your audience and Third Phase and the people you work with, like Dr. J and who's this? The UFO proof guy who stole money from his own cancer benefit and lied and pretend to have terminal cancer, aren't liars. That's a tall order for Rich. He's going to have to really work hard here, but that's good because I hear, and by the way, I'm not listening. I don't give a shit what that guy says, but people do send me things. And there's an excellent clip where Third Phase Moon, or I'm sorry, I'm getting confused with all these liars. Somebody sent me a clip, and Rich from GoofOn is now telling everybody from GRIFT On, he's getting his grift on, working for the Cousins brothers, Third Phase of Fake, grift on. And boy, did they get their grift on working together to push this fake story. It's lovely. But Rich from GoofOn, unfortunately, has had a terrible couple of months trying to make money begging for super chats, with his sole income being begging for super chats. And he was short on money and he was not able to pay his mommy the rent. His mommy wanted the rent and he wasn't able to pay his mommy the rent that he has to pay to live in his mommy's trailer in the backyard or something. So somehow Rich from GoofOn blamed me for not having the $100 to give his mom, right? And said that it's my fault that his show is having a hard time with money, I guess. And I'm getting blamed for Rich not being able to pay his mommy the rent. Great, Rich. Look, you have no one else but to blame. You have no one to blame but yourself for whatever happens to you. It's called karma, right? You have, let's see, fat shamed other show hosts. You have attacked people who are trans on Twitter. You have made fun of me having a disability. You have attacked people who made a simple mistake, like Anthony from S4. You have gone after Josh and Artemis. You have gone after Lou Angeles for various transgressions. Like I don't know who appointed you the judge of everyone. I don't believe that anyone has the right to judge me except for my creator. But Rich thinks that he can just judge everybody. And now, not only is he lying to everybody, telling everybody it's my fault he can't pay his mommy the rent, he is also now defending the Nazi girl. That's right. He's defending the Nazi girl. And before we get into that, though, I do have something that I should share about the Nazi girl. 1 second. And this, again, comes from Astral Citizens, and we're going to share this. Rich has decided to defend the Nazi girl, and make no mistake about it. And not only is he defending her, he's sucking up to her like he's trying to get, I don't know what he's trying to get from her. Great. Astral Citizens has an excellent article. Marina Sarin, shamed by UFO community over Nazi symbols, gets debunked. Here is what Rich is defending. A girl who is wearing Nazi SS symbol earrings, who is conversing with known Nazi Adolf Hitler fans about the Nazis and how some of the Nazis were good guys, right? And Marina Sarin got Astral Citizens, I think, suspended from Twitter twice. And in the article, it states, Marina Sarin, a self-described real psychic medium from Madrid who has been shamed by the UFO community for posting Nazi symbols online, is again debunked by Astral Citizens for claiming to be the reincarnation of an SS general. Maybe Rich doesn't have any Jewish friends or realize that some girl on Instagram wearing Nazi earrings hurts people. I don't care what she said. It's hurtful to victims of the Nazis for her to be posing in Nazi uniforms and wearing Nazi jewelry. And Rich is defending this girl. Rich has defended this girl multiple times. And, you know, one has to wonder, like, I'm beginning to think that Rich is just very unintelligent. I used to think he was kind of smart, right? Especially for how he somehow managed to work for Third Phase of Moon while still telling everybody that he's credible somehow, or he could be trusted. He can't be trusted. He's bought off by the hoax brothers. And Repton Guide tells her, if you want to be called a Nazi apologist, don't like tweets by people called Waffen Antarctica. Don't do media with Nazi apologists. Don't say good Nazis. Don't wear that ADL judge hate symbols. It's as simple as that. Even a child could understand this. And here she says she misses her incarnation as a Nazi SS general. Do you even know history, Rich? Do you know what the Nazis did? Do you know what the SS specifically, what they did to people? And you're defending a girl wearing SS earrings. Is this, and you're complaining that your show's not doing well? Do you think that maybe, just maybe, defending a Nazi, and let's be clear, I know why Rich did that. He defended this Nazi girl because I went after her and because Lou Angeles made a video about her being a Nazi. And by the way, the characterization, maybe that's not the proper words to use. I didn't go after her. I talked about how dangerous and stupid what she was doing was, and how hurtful her wearing Nazi symbols or saying things like some of the Nazis were good and misunderstood is problematic. She's wearing Nazi uniforms. She's wearing Nazi symbols. She's appearing on shows with people that are obvious Nazi apologists and sympathizers, big fans of Adolf Hitler. She's got a whole following of Nazi people on Instagram and Twitter. Rich, did you know that? A lot of people who follow her are all into the Nazis, like they were the good guys somehow. And you're complaining that your show's not good, doing well. This article goes on to state, upon her Twitter account, Marina Sarin claims to be reincarnated from an SS general. This claim was not supported by evidence and is more likely false than true. First of all, she repeatedly mentions the word Nazi in interviews and Twitter. The word Nazi was used by enemies of the National Socialists to belittle them. As a reincarnation of SS general, Marina Sarin should know that the Nazi would never use that word because it is an insult word. Great. The word Nazi was derived from Bavarian colloquial term for simple-minded, which describes the minds of those who would vote for them. Because of this, enemies changed the party's name to a derogatory term, the Nazi. And she's loving her new Nazi SS earrings, Rich, and you're defending her. Here she's loving the black sun symbol. And did you know this Nazi girl, Marina Sarin, tweet of April 9th, a photo wearing a shirt with the black sun symbol and following 3 hashtags, Black Sun, Thule, and Vril. Below is the oath of the Nazi club, Der Thule Gesellschaft.
This is the symbol she's wearing, and here's what you got to do to be a part of that Nazi club. You got to sign this agreement, Rich, that says the signer hereby swears to the best of his knowledge and belief that no Jewish or colored blood flows in either his or his wife's veins, and that among their ancestors are no members of the colored races. Great. Members, great. And Marina Sarin claims on her website she has psychic abilities. And here I get a mention. Thank you, Heathcliff. He says, however, Stephen Cambion of the YouTube channel Truthseekers challenged Marina Sarin to use her extrasensory perception to answer what was written on a piece of paper. Marina Sarin failed. The evidence against this claim is that Marina Sarin refused to embrace this challenge because she doesn't have any psychic abilities. When Truthseeker is asked if Marina Sarin responded to the superpower challenge, Stephen Cambion said no, she didn't. When Cambion is asked if he reached out to her, he answered, no, I haven't messaged her. I just put the challenge in the show, which I'm sure she watched. She commented on it and complained about it. Yeah, and here she is posting Nazi symbols, Rich. This is what you're defending. Second, the black sun, all runes, and swastika are ancient, powerful symbols that means no bad. And the Aryan ETs in German Vril society were not originally racist nor evil. Nazis, Germans, and Vril split into two different groups and path because they didn't agree with each other, Marina Sarin said on Twitter. No, there's no historical basis for that. Great. So this is what, and Marina Sarin is claiming she went to the police but won't show anybody a police report. She's claiming that she has an attorney that's going to sue everybody that is challenging her for her statements about Nazism. She claims she has a lawyer and is going to sue everyone. And by the way, Heathcliff lives in Spain, and he says, Marina Sarin says, I have screenshot this. Thanks for giving me more evidence of your illegal actions against me and my attorney. And Astral Citizen said, great thing I live in Spain too. So what's the name of your attorney for fact check purposes? P.S. You must provide this information when prompted. And of course she didn't. And she's claiming people slandered her. No, what he did is a crime of slander, defamation, and organized harassment. It didn't just come from me. It also came from my attorney and the police. So shut up. Ryan Sprague asks, can you privately share your attorney's name with me? I'd love to speak to them. And Lou Angeles says, I asked her for that 2 weeks ago. Crickets. So we find it hard to believe that someone who is so concerned about her own safety and human rights would be so unwilling to share the name of their lawyer or the name of the law firm representing her. We can name only one reason for her claim, namely that it is false. It should be very easy to prove she has a lawyer by dropping the name of her attorney or providing the Twitter account of their firm. In Spain, defamation is considered a criminal offense and referred to as calumny. Spreading or publishing lies while knowing they are untrue or doing so with reckless disregard for the truth are ways that one can be found guilty of calumnies. Bottom line, it looks like she doesn't stand a chance in her global lawsuit, as everything is based on her own online activities that have been heavily collected and used against her. Marina Sarin, also known as the Nazi Girl, had been slammed by Twitter users for glorifying Nazism and rewriting true history with borderline conspiracy theories. She wrote that Twitter users were being aggressive. In reality, however, she was the one who approached critics very aggressively and even took away their free speech and freedom of the press. Marina Sarin has flagged our video for privacy violation. Great. YouTube declined false privacy violation claims. So the video got put back. Marina Sarin is exposed by UFO Twitter with terrible discovery. Marina Sarin, a girl who openly supports Nazi ideology, is giving lectures on platforms such as Portal to Ascension and Global Peace Tribe without any background check. We reached out to Portal Ascension and Global Peace Tribe to comment on this situation, but they have not responded yet. Marina Sarin's support of Nazis has been an ongoing problem in the UFO community for some time now. We have previously written about her shocking glorification of this ideology and the ways in which it affects those around her. We will continue to follow this story closely and update our readers as it progresses. So this is the person that Rich is defending. So boy, he's gonna have a tough time, because now he not only has to defend the Nazi girl and her wearing SS earrings and her being on shows with known Nazi sympathizers and huge fans of Adolf Hitler, and wearing the Black Sun uniform. She's wearing a Nazi uniform, Rich. But Rich is very right-wing, so for all we know, he supports that. I don't know, but this is going to be really problematic, because now Rich has to defend all of this third phase of fakery, right? Somebody is... He's got to defend all of this third phase of fakery stuff. He's got to defend them backing up their buddy, Dr. J, who's pushing a 100% provably fake story. And he's got to defend some other things that are very problematic, like defending a Nazi. But not only is he defending her, he's telling her in her pictures that she looks gorgeous. And here's the proof of that. Great. Marina Sarin is being told by GUFON that she looks gorgeous by GUFON. Not only is GUFON defending a Nazi girl, he's telling her that she looks gorgeous in her Twitter pictures. Isn't that great? I think that's great. Richie found a friend, a Nazi girl. And let's be clear, there is only one reason that Rich chose to defend a Nazi girl, and it is because I did an expose on her. And it is because Lou Angeles did an expose of her. And I guess he thinks whoever is the, enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Unfortunately, I'm blocked by GRIFT On. So I was going to show you some other interesting things. And I'm sorry that's so small. But trust me, this is from his Twitter. It's him replying to the Nazi girl, Marina Sarin, and it says, "You look gorgeous." Great. Great. I can't wait to hear Rich from GUFON's defense of all this. And for him to cry and complain that he couldn't pay his mommy the $100 rent money that recently because of me, maybe it's because you're supporting Nazis, Rich. Maybe it's because you're defending a girl who's wearing SS earrings and a Nazi uniform in her public posts and saying things like the good Nazis and that the Nazis were good or they split apart and some of them were good. Do you have any idea how hateful and hurtful it is for you, Rich, to support somebody wearing SS earrings and talking about good Nazis? I don't know. Maybe it's just my ethnicity, but I have a real problem with people who support Nazi ideology or try to rewrite Nazi history. They exterminated people. They put people in gas chambers and ovens, Rich, and she's defending that. She was a Nazi general that was reincarnated. But once again, what we get here is Rambling Rich didn't do any research. He doesn't even know what's going on. He just knows, oh, two people I don't like did a story on her, so I'm going to cozy up to the Nazi girl, right? I'm going to defend her. And let's also be clear, he saw the views that my story got. And just like he copied my AMA, Ask Me Anything, the day after I did it, and even opened the show with the virtually the same intro that I said, if Rich had an original thought, it would die of loneliness, right? You remember when he copied my using masks and used a mask himself? I think it was for Wayne, but he didn't. He did a piss poor job of it, right? Then he copies my AMA show the very next day that I do it, right? And then there was this whole, oh, this is for my haters to come on. And then he can take a victory lap because nobody wanted to go on his show and help him grift people for super chats with drama, right? Gee, nobody came on to argue with Rich. There's no response. I have absolutely no obligation. Sorry, I was struggling for the word obligation. I have absolutely no obligation to help Rich beg for super chats so he can pay his mommy the $100 rent. And how bad must his financial situation be where he can't scrape up $100 to pay his mom so that he has a roof over his head and a place to live. Meanwhile, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Oh, it's, look, and I said it before and I'll say it again, all of this is his own making. He started all of this shit. It's proven that he started all of this. I got in an argument with Third Phase. I don't like fakers, fraudsters, and hoaxers. Apparently, neither does Rich, unless they're paying him or helping him get to where he's at. Because, of course, there's no way he would have gotten the number of subscribers that he did without sucking stupid people out of Third Phase of fake. And I love how he tells people, I got half my subscribers from him somehow. I love that. And now he's blaming me because he can't pay his mommy the $100 rent. It's great. It's absolutely great. And then he talks about karma. Like I have some karma coming to me, Rich. I didn't fat shame a bunch of people. I didn't defend a Nazi girl wearing SS earrings. I didn't tell a Nazi girl she looks gorgeous on Twitter to try to suck up to her. Maybe he's trying to get her as a guest so he could get some views out of this. That's what it is. I did not go after all kinds of people that were my friends. You did that. I don't have any karma coming to me. My karma is good, Rich. I have nothing but good karma coming my way. And boy, there's lots of great things happening in my life. I'm not sitting in my mom's trailer in my backyard alone, wondering what went wrong with my life, right? I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 beautiful children. I have a family that loves me. I don't have to worry about paying my mom rent for a trailer to live in her backyard. I have good friends and people that I can count on, and people know that I'm a good friend and someone that they can count on. No, you did this all to yourself. And, there's an old saying that I like. I used to count all the knives in my back, but somehow I've lost track. So I've lost track of the knives that this guy put in my back. That's what he is. He's a backstabber. He stabs everyone in the back eventually, right? And like I said, I'll give him the fister, but everybody else, what do we got? Josh, Artemis, Lou Angeles. We've got Anthony and Andy from Unidentified S4. I'm sure there's others. Oh, Out There Channel. He's got to ask himself, is everybody else the problem, right? Or maybe it's him. Maybe, just maybe, he makes stupid decisions like supporting a Nazi girl. You can't openly support a girl doing what she's doing, Rich. You look foolish and stupid. Is that what you want to do? Do you have any Jewish friends? Go talk to them about the Holocaust. Go visit a Holocaust museum before you tell some Nazi girl she looks gorgeous on Twitter. Was she wearing the Nazi earrings when you told her she looked gorgeous? Or the Nazi symbols or the Nazi uniform when you were telling her she looks gorgeous? I don't know the context. I just got the reply somebody sent me that you were telling, somebody that they look gorgeous. And by the way, thanks, Reload, for kind and generous $2. Says +2 for Steven's karma. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. We appreciate it. And Josh and Artemis are here, and they say, unfortunately, Rich burns every bridge, spreads lies and hate. If people want to step back from his show, yeah, I don't understand it. I was saying, Josh and Artemis, that I will do anything to help someone I call a friend. So it's really his loss. Like, it was a stupid move what he did to me. Like, all he had to do was here's what he could have done. Because I know that everybody was talking about me going after Third Phase on Alien Scientists. So the next day he decided to put me on blast, call me a liar and all this stuff, and that I have to lie to make his employers Third Phase look bad. No, I don't. But he could have stayed out of it. All he had to do was say, hey, I'm aware of the drama between Steve Cambion and Third Phase of Moon. That's between them. I'm going to stay out of it. Or something. He could have said anything, and we would have been fine. And I have publicly on streams, Josh and Artemis, said, I don't like you working for Third Phase. I think that's very problematic, but we'll agree to disagree. I never busted his balls about working for the biggest UFO fraud hoax channel on YouTube.
I never busted his balls about it publicly until he started this crap with me. And now, boy, he's in a real pickle now, because now he's going to have to somehow go to his audience and say, I know I'm working for Third Phase, who are telling everybody that this fake Dr. Jonathan Reed story is true. And I know I'm telling Nazi girls they look gorgeous and defending this girl who is espousing the virtues of the good Nazis that history apparently forgot. And I know that I'm, doing all these things. Oh, and I know that I'm now going to have to show you all the proof and evidence that Third Phase of Moon claim they have that proves the fake fraud doctor story is true, and that Dr. J, who also works with and for Third Phase of Moon, wasn't lying to everybody. He's going to have to do something. I can't wait. Get your popcorn ready, friends. And I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to check in and make sure that we actually read every super chat. I think that we did. For those unaware, there's a money button down there, and you can throw a couple of bucks in our hat to try to keep us honest here and doing good work and supporting us. And 1 second, let me check into this. And you can also become a pardon me, geez, tongue-tied today. You can also become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month, and you get a bunch of extra videos and a monthly show journal. All my music I put on Patreon. Yeah, actually, let's make sure that, what we'll just do is we'll read them all again to make sure that we got them. I always hate when I miss one. So we read every single super chat. You can become a Patreon supporter for $1 a month, or for $5 a month, you can become a channel member here. Just click that join button, and then you get all the Patreon benefits plus some extra YouTube benefits like a member badge, letting people know you support the show and that you're a member here, and you get priority reply in the live chat and in the YouTube comments and a bunch of extra goodies. Unidentified S4. Rich is a horrible person. He cuts the throats of everyone. If you're friends with Rich, he will stab you in the back eventually. Yeah, it's a shame. I feel bad for him. I really do. Especially now, because holy jeez, this is a lot. He's going to have to show us all the evidence that the people he works with, Dr. J and Third Phase of Moon, aren't lying to everyone. Because that's what he's got to defend that, right? How is he going to squirm out of this one? Or is he going to finally do the right thing and say, I'm cutting my ties with these fraudster, faker, BS artists, right? I don't see that happening. He needs them to survive. He's too lazy to come up with his own content. And at least, a third or a half of his show is just, let's do the replay of what Third Phase just did. But I don't wish him any ill will. I really don't. But I would like to see him, have to explain away this stuff and how he lied to people, telling people that Third Phase of Moon hasn't faked anything in 5 years. We've just shown tonight that they faked 3 things. And all Heathcliff Spencer did is take their 3 latest videos at the day that he made that video. And the 3 latest videos were fake or manipulated, however you want to say it. They were hoaxed videos. They were hoaxed fake UFO videos. So I appreciate all the support tonight. I appreciate everybody in the live chat. Great numbers tonight. Oh, and by the way, let me do this first. Heathcliff Spencer mentioned that I challenged Marina Sarin, who has psychic powers, to tell me what's written on this. It's called a billet, and I saved it. And if she can tell me what's written on this billet, I will testify under oath to tell the truth if she gets it right. I've shown what's actually on this to 2 other people in my life that I trust 100% completely, so they can verify whether I'm telling the truth or not. If she gets it right, I'll give her $10,000. I'd like her to give it to a charity like the Anti-Defamation League or some Jewish charity, right? She doesn't have superpowers, Rich. You're defending a girl who's claiming she has superpowers, yet she, for $10,000, can't tell me what's written on this slip of paper that I wrote something on and folded up and is sitting here on my desk and has been sitting here on my desk since our broadcast. It's been weeks. What's going on with your superpowers, Rich? What's going on with your Nazi girlfriend, Rich? What's going on with her superpowers? She doesn't want 10 grand? All she has to do is use the superpowers she claims she has. Amazing. So I'm still crickets. I'm still waiting for her to use her superpowers to get that. I think I offered her 10 grand before. I hope I didn't offer less. Jeez. Well, it's 10 grand now because I know, I live in the real world. We don't live in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the DC Cinematic Universe where superpowers are common and real, Rich. We live in the real world. She doesn't have superpowers. And listen to that list. This is what Rich is defending. She's a reincarnated Nazi SS general. She's a reincarnated Vril psychic priestess who founded the Nazi Vril Society also. Those things happened around the same time. How could she have lived concurrent lives somehow? She's also a psychic channeler and healer, and you can have your life coached by her. Great, Rich. That's what you're defending. That's what you're defending. And she's also a star seed, Rich. She's also an alien abduction victim. And she's also an alien hybrid. And she also has alien babies. Alien hybrid babies, I mean. That's what you're defending, Rich, besides all the Nazi stuff. You mean to tell me that now you're going to have to defend all those claims she's making? Dude, boy, you got your hands full because you got to defend this fake Dr. Jonathan Reed story that your employer's third phase of fake is co-signing. You got to prove to us that Dr. J wasn't lying and he has proof of a papal visit for the fake fraud doctor, Dr. Jonathan Reed, and that he has all the backup of all the research he did of the people that he claims he vetted Jonathan Reed's work history. No, he didn't. He bluffed, Rich. Oh, shit. Are you in a pickle now? Great. And let's see what else. Oh, you got to bring us proof of the lie detector so we can we can look at the charts and we can interview the guy who did the polygraph exam, make sure that he didn't fake anything to help Dr. Jonathan Reed push his fake hoax story, right? And you also have to deliver to us here the proof that Dr. Reed is telling Dr. J is true, that he had alien tissue samples that were analyzed by a real doctor. Oh, that's right. That guy wasn't a real doctor. Oh, and you got to defend this Nazi girl. You're going to have a busy time. You're going to have a busy time. And meanwhile, I will be enjoying my fruitful, blessed life with my good karma and good things coming into my life, and more and more opportunities coming my way because I got here the right way. I didn't cheat and hook up with the biggest hoax channel on YouTube to get where I am, Rich. I ground and grinded and worked my butt off, and we did things the right way here. We didn't hook up with any fraudsters. We didn't knowingly push fake stories. We didn't sit there next to a guy who stole money from his own cancer benefit. We didn't push a fake S4 pin story like you did. I could go on, but we've wasted enough time on people that are and should always remain in my rear view. They can't go where we are going. So we want to thank everybody for their kindness, generosity, and support by reading every single super chat. Reload. +2 for Steven's Karma. Thank you. Long Island Bigfoot with a $3 super chat. Thank you for doing hard work over cutting corners. My pleasure. Thank you, Long Island Bigfoot. And can you come here, please, and be a guest? We want to do some shows about anything other than UFOs. If you know all about Bigfoot, I love Bigfoot. Big fan of Bigfoot. I have a Bigfoot on my door at the cabin. The Out There channel. Well done, Stephen, for doing this, even with the legal threats. Truth matters. I don't know. There was something about legal threats. Now they're threatening. Somebody's threatening me. Somebody's always threatening me with the lawsuit. They don't like it when you peel back the layers of the deception and show everybody how the cosmic con game works. So then they threaten you with lawyers and stuff. It's great. The Out There channel. Well done. Okay, I'm sorry. Miss Dr. Dirty Mike. Haha. Well, it's kind of your fault. I gave Goof on super chats all the time until you helped me see the light. Thank you. Here's more of Rich's money. Whoa. Them's fighting words, Dr. Dirty Mike. And by the way, I'm not
the purpose of today's show is not to affect anybody's finances negatively. That's, the last thing that I actually care about insofar as these people is their wallets being hurt. I think that these people are hurting people by their fraud, by their deception, by their fakery and fraudery and hoaxery. There's very vulnerable people out there. And when you push these 100% provably fake stories, it's very problematic. Nocturnal News is here. The UFO community has become poisoned by UFO grifters. It is no longer about truth and disclosure. It's about money and clicks. Thanks for speaking the truth. Good night, UFO for cash. Hashtag. Thank you, Nocturnal News. And go check out his channel. I think he and I got in an argument one time and he made a video about me, but we worked it out. I think he and I had it was a misunderstanding, right? Nocturnal News. I think we're okay now. I'm assuming we're okay if you're sending me money. By the way, thank you very much for that. I hope we're okay. And isn't it good? Sometimes people, YouTube channel creators, can get in a fight or a misunderstanding or a disagreement and then just work it out, and not harbor any resentment or ill will. Rich can take a lesson from Nocturnal News because he had a disagreement with me. We're fine now. We're okay. I support him. He supports me. That's the way it should be. UFO John Doe with a kind and generous $9.99. Spooky and Steven, nice job putting this transformative video together. This is a very important video to help folks realize and expose UFO fraudsters. It's very concerning. Someone believes they are a doctor. Thank you, UFO John Doe. He's usually the MVP of Super Chats, a big-time show supporter, and we love and appreciate you, UFO John Doe. Thank you for all your kindness, generosity, and continuing support. Dr. Dirty Mike, I wonder if he's a real doctor. That doesn't sound like a real doctor. Dr. Dirty Mike? Geez, that sounds like a porno name, Dr. Dirty Mike, but I love you. US $5 Super Chat says, thank you for doing what you can to help get frauds out of the community. I hope someday they're all gone and the research can finally be taken seriously. And thank you, Sweet Caroline, 1999, a member and continuing supporter. And I think UFO John Doe and Dr. Dirty Mike are members as well. Thank you for being members. Stephen, thanks for the laugh. Oh my God, these fake fraudsters crack me up. Tim Frick, the next question and disclosure is ETs. Where do they come from and what are they doing here? And this dude killed one. I'd be a millionaire if I was able to kill an alien. Yeah, isn't that funny? He's not a millionaire. He's pushing a book for 1995, which I believe is his sole source of income, to the best of my knowledge. So that's very, very problematic, right? Yeah, well, good for him if he's actually doing that. For those unaware, unfortunately, my father died very young at 52, and I was still very young, and I was just off on my own, and I was kind of the black sheep of the family, and I hadn't talked to my family because I had a big falling out with my father, and so I just left, and I lived on my own, and then somebody contacted me at work and told me that my father was in a hospital dying, and my family wanted me to make peace with him, so then I went home, and unfortunately, my mother, I don't know the best way to say it, except that she, John P. Adventures, died of a broken heart. After her and my father were so incredibly close. They did everything together. They went everywhere together. And after my father died, my mother, she just deteriorated. And the only comfort, I guess, that she found was in the bottom of a bottle, John P. Adventures. So she slowly just became a really terrible alcoholic that could not care for herself or hold a job or anything. So I moved back to my parents' house, and I fixed up the house. My father had it all ripped apart for some reason. I had been gone for years. I know what happened. I came home, there was like pipes missing and walls missing, and my mom was living there, and there was shit piled everywhere. It was big. It was really traumatic. But I took care of my mother for 20 years after my father died. Well, me and my wife did, and that was very difficult. And the Bible says, honor thy mother and father. And so God bless anybody that does do that.
Yeah. Mark D. Truth Seeker is here. Truth Searcher, I'm sorry. I always read it as Truth Seeker for some reason. Yeah, I apologize. Mark D. Truth Searcher. People are so easily distracted by pointless people while the real threats continue to destroy your futures. Out There channel says, hating is a road to nowhere, but I hate the noise, not the people. They lost their way is all. Money does that. Yeah, you know, the problem is, Out There channel, you know as well as I do, that it's hard to make any money in this thing while you're telling people the truth. It's a lot easier to just throw your morals in the trash and tell people that a fake doctor is telling a true story about aliens. You know, that's what happens. And I think somewhere along the lines, these people figure out that the wilder the story is and the more fake it is, the more views it gets, which means the more money it gets. We live in an attention-based economy, and I'm experiencing that myself. It's true. The more views that this show gets, the more money I get. It's a sad part of life, but, you know, it makes me sad sometimes because, you know, you can go look at people unboxing toys on YouTube that are getting millions of views. And I go, Jesus, why am I doing that? Why am I editing videos? Why am I, you know, writing music, putting music in things and getting the perfect edit and piece of music and making these things and then beg. I virtually beg. I beg everybody like Spooky to help me, or, you know, by the way, we have tonight, I wanted to thank somebody. Actually, I forgot this, and people who help are important. So there's a Twitter channel that everybody, well, I love it, but a lot of people hate it. And it is at Cosmic Diarrhea, the deranged derangedologist, but it's at Cosmic Diarrhea. And I'm going to copy his @ into the live chat here, and you should follow him on Twitter because he does some funny videos that are a lot like the videos that I make, so much so, in fact, that I have been accused of being him. And he has also been accused of being, I think, Jamie or Bry from that one time I was abducted by aliens. It's funny. People are trying to figure out who it is, and they think it's this person or that person. But he's Cosmic Diarrhea. And we shared a few of his pieces, including that Tom DeLonge piece, and he did that edit of the Dr. J, who can't spell the word erased. Isn't it great? Neil deGrasse Tyson just did an interview with a guy who doesn't know how to spell the word erased. Jesus Christ. And with Third Phase of Moon, who are two guys. They're two for a reason, because you can put both their brains together and you can't get the intelligence of one average male. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And Spooky says, no, it's not me. Yes, Spooky has also been accused of being that person. You see why people say that, though, Spooky, why they think it's you or me or Brianna or Jamie, because some of those edits that he does kind of look like ours, or they're similar in subject matter. So people went, oh, that's Steve Cambion. That's Steve Cambion sock puppet, or that's Spooky sock puppet. I don't, and by the way, I didn't ask. I think they want to remain anonymous. That's fine. But we'll be sharing more of Cosmic Diarrhea. Boy, do we have quality workers here. We have the help of Cosmic Diarrhea now, Spooky. We're unstoppable. Yeah, so we have read all the super chats. One thing left to do is to remind all you people listening in audio podcasts. First of all, thank you for listening. And second of all, we want to remind you, if you're listening to audio podcast land, of course, you're listening to the recorded version of the show. We would much prefer it if you go on over to YouTube, hit that magnifying glass, the search button, put Truth Seekers, one word, in the search bar. Truth Seekers, but one word. And you'll see me, the strange guy with sunglasses, pop up. That would mean you found our channel. Congratulations. Go to our channel, smash the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and you too will know when we're doing a live show. Come on over here and participate in our live chats. You are most welcome here, and we want you to be a part of the live
taping of the podcast. Though we do love and appreciate all you people, I provide the audio podcast for the simple reason that many people want just audio. People who drive or stuff like that, or they can listen while they work, but they can't watch. They prefer the audio podcast. We're happy to provide it, but please do, if you have time, go on over to YouTube, Truth Seekers in the search bar, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Then every time we do a show, you'll get a little notification, and you too can come here and participate in our live chat. We'd love to have you come and join us. Finally, I wouldn't be doing my job as a YouTuber if I didn't tell you that the YouTube algorithm has been a little wacky lately, and it would really, really help us. One way to help us is to throw money at us. Become a member, become a subscribe, or become a member, become a Patreon supporter. That can really help us. But brother, can you spare $1? I know it's tough out there, which is why I'm begging for money on the internet, right? But we want to thank David for a kind and generous $10 PayPal pledge. You can also send us some money from PayPal or Cash App. Instructions in the description of the video. But the other way that you can really, really help us is to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. And be sure to post your comments. What do you think of tonight's show? Did we get it right? Or did Dr. J get it right? Are we wrong about the Dr. Reed alien story, or did we get it right? Because we've got real research here. We've got facts. We've got evidence. Dr. J has stories of talking to people that worked with him. Great. I can't wait to talk to those people and verify you're not lying to everybody, Dr. J. Third Phase of Moon has stories they got from Jaime Maussan, the king of UFO hoaxes. Great. Can't wait to hear get the name and phone number of the person that did the radiation tests and interview them. Third Phase of Fake. And by the way, Third Phase of Fake were here in our live chat crying and complaining earlier on. They should have known that I was preparing for the show, because I don't just ramble like some people who work for them for 2 hours, or go on Twitter 5 minutes before the show and figure out what the show's going to be and whose work I'm going to steal, share, and talk about and offer commentary on. And by the way, somebody did mention to me, they sent me a message and said, hey, look, you went after commentary. Commentary is important. You know, some people do great commentary. Hey, absolutely. We do commentary here. You know, when we watch a video and commentate on it and discuss it, there's a place for commentary, but you have to consider the skills and the education, the skills, and the background of the commentator. If it's just some guy who's like, I've been in UFOs for 20 years, I'm an expert, right? Who cares? What do you got as far as proof or evidence? What have you actually accomplished other than a YouTube channel? You know, I just think you got to consider the source. And yes, commentary is important. It's a big part of what we do here. So I have reminded everybody to like, comment, subscribe, and share several times. And we're going to say our daily prayer to the YouTube algorithm. Cosmic Neighbors messaged me. You're getting very close. We should do that very soon, like tomorrow night or the next night. We got to do it. Okay? Message me. Let's set it up. We want to help Cosmic Neighbors. By the way, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel. We want to help him get over the hump to the magic YouTube numbers. And by the way, we have done that with, I don't know, 4 or 5 people now. That's why I have good karma, Rich, because we help others. And we have done that for multiple other show hosts and content creators, and I'm happy to do it for my friend Ron from Cosmic Neighbors, who's working very hard, even though he stole Michael Schratt from me, right? Son of a bitch. I don't know how, but Ron from Cosmic Neighbors somehow convinced Michael Schratt to do a weekly show with him. I think that if Michael Schratt is going to do a weekly show with anybody, it should be with me, goddammit. How the hell did Ron... son of a bitch. Anyway, go support Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. But make sure that when you're in Ron from Cosmic Neighbors live chat, if you see Michael Schratt on the screen, you tell him that he should be doing the weekly show with Stephen Cambion from Truthseekers, not the slouch Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. And same for the, what's his name?
Jim Goodall. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call him what's his name. I know very well his name. I have 2 of his books. Another great guy. And oh yeah, I forgot. I did that for Josh and Artemis. I brought them on when they were close and helped them get over the hump, right? Glad to help fellow content creators. I know how tough it is to get over that hump. Unidentified S4 says Ron is the best. No, I'm the best, bitches. I'm the best. Ron could be a close second, and so can you. Hey, and by the way, Anthony, this bastard, he was just making videos or doing sky watches and putting up videos. Then he sees my show, and suddenly he's got to host. He's got to be a UFO show host. Like, I needed more competition. Thanks, Unidentified S4. Great. Let's share some more. Steven is salty, Ron. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Well, actually, I am, because I'm like, damn, I've known Michael Schrapp for a little while, and I love Michael Schrapp. Why didn't I ask him to do that? Why didn't I think of this shit? And I didn't, to be honest, because I thought that Michael Schrapp's too busy to do a weekly show with a nobody like me, but somehow he's not busy. He's not too busy to do a show with a nobody like Ron. Who would have thought, right? Yeah, and also we want to make sure that we remind everybody that Spooky helps out a lot here and doesn't get very much for it. Do you like peanuts, Spooky? Got a lot of peanuts that I could share to pay you with. Yeah, it's terrible, friends, but we try. So the best way that you can help out Spooky for helping our show out is to go over to Spooky's channel, and in the description is the link to Spooky's channel. Go over there and subscribe. And Pragmagic is here. I would tell you to subscribe to him, but you'd be better off subscribing to somebody on Fiverr than subscribe. No, it's an inside joke. I once asked Pragmagic, I all but begged him. I needed to finish a song, and it needed I think it was a bass track, and Pragmagic, was a musician and everything, and he was too busy. So I had to hire somebody on Fiverr to do that bass track because Pragmagic didn't do it. But it's nice to know that Pragmagic can be replaced for $5. No, I'm just busting his balls. He is a great musician, better than me probably, and a songwriter, and he's into all kinds of weird shit. He's got like magic altars and shit. I don't know. He's calling me a weenus. And Unidentified S4 says Spooky is extremely talented. Yeah, we couldn't do what we do without the excellent artwork and without, all the help. Well, Ufology Researchers here says Michael Schratt is one of the best researchers in ufology. I respect and like him so much. Yeah, me too. I really like him. Spooky wants to borrow a hover car, right? The Mothership Podcast is here and says, you don't believe what a nerd I am. I can't wait to do a whole show about the contest. That was amazing. Yay, woo. And you can go subscribe to the Mothership Podcast, who has also contributed some things like David Wilcock edits, right? Steven, tonight's show was one of the best comedy-wise. Thanks for the laughs. You're welcome. I didn't even try to be funny tonight. It's the whole situation is so ridiculous. It's fraud squared tonight. We got this fraud reinforcing this fraud, telling us that this fraud's story is true. It's just ridiculous. It's fraud overload. It's great. And by the way, I should mention again that the purpose of tonight's broadcast is not to disparage or slander anybody. I heard that people were throwing around legal threats earlier before the broadcast and the live chat. It's simply to educate people. And, I truly do believe in a road to redemption for everyone. And the sad part about the Cousins brothers is that they are extremely, boy, I can't believe I'm going to say this. They are extremely, extremely talented at media. Photography, videos, video production. They got drones that they can film amazing scenes with. And I wish them a road to redemption. Like, I wish that they would use their skills. Same for Rich and Dr. J and even the Dr. Fake Reed. You know, I wish they would all use their skills to try to do something to help the world, to do something worthwhile. Faking things to make money or sitting there like a dummy while Dr. Stephen Greer is lying through his teeth so that you can make money is a waste of talent and soul energy. You know, somebody once told me this, and I'm not sure if it's true, but it was a very wise old woman. And she was into some weird shit, like she was a gypsy. Anyway, she told me that everybody has only so much soul energy. And those things that we really work hard on take soul energy. And God rewards the people who use their soul energy for good. And God punishes those who use their soul energy to do evil or bad things. And certainly, you know, we can think about karma and people being judged by their creator for what they do with the life they are given. I'm trying to do better things. In fact, I'm thinking about, I've always had an interest in nature preserves. Unfortunately, you know, to start a nature preserve, you need some major money to buy a huge amount of land. But then I thought, what if you could start small and just find some place, you know, remote and buy a small patch of land and start a little nature preserve and education center and then buy up the land around it or something, you know, and I've been called throughout my life to do something like that. I care a lot about nature and animals and the forests and preserving them. Maybe I should be doing that. Anyway, my point is that we're all called to do certain things in life. And apparently some people are called to just lie to people. And that's sad. I wish better for them. You know, I wish better for both Blake and Brent Cousins. And as much as I bust their balls, I have to admit that they are extremely, extremely talented. But they just can't resist the fakery and because they know that's going to, you know, get the views. And the unfortunate part about Blake and Brent Cousins is that I can tell that they desperately want to be recognized for what they feel are big accomplishments, but people discount all their accomplishments because of how they got there. You know, if I'm running a race and I win the race by jumping in a car when nobody's looking and skipping 10 miles of the marathon ahead of everybody else, and then jump out of the car right before the finish line and then go, look at my medal, I won the race. Anybody that knows that I cheated to win that race will not respect me. And that is what third phase is getting. They are reaping what they have sown. Unfortunately, I don't think that they will ever overcome their reputation for being fakers and fraudsters and hoaxers. They'll never overcome that reputation that they've gotten for themselves because they've been doing this the wrong way for so many years. They can't, even when they tell them, I think maybe they tell themselves, let's do this the right way and be serious about this. But then they fail. You know, look at this Greer documentary. It was atrocious that they just let him sit there and lie through his teeth and they didn't fact check anything, but they knew they couldn't because they want him for future projects. So if they, you know, basically revealed that he lied in his statements in their documentary, they would lose that resource, just like Lou Angeles apparently lost the resource of Lou Elizondo when they started calling him on his bullshit. But like I said, the best thing I could say is that I wish a road for redemption. Maybe they should go make fictional movies. They're obviously very imaginative. You have to be to come up with all this stuff to fake and to manipulate things so well, to fake things and all of this. You know, as I'm telling you, I'll tell you the truth. I bust their balls constantly, but they are hella good at producing media. I just wish that they would choose to do something with their talents that is beneficial to people instead of taking advantage of people to make money, you know? And maybe I'm stupid and naive, you know? I remember I had them on my show once here and they sort of chastised me when I went after them for clickbaiting titles, saying, well, don't you know? That's how you do it, Stephen. That's how you get the views, Stephen. Everybody does it. And I was like, oh,
So you're just purposefully clickbaiting? And they're like, yeah, basically. And of course, I'm paraphrasing. And there was some argument from them about how I say they try to bribe me off. That was my perception. And I may be wrong in that. And if I'm wrong in my perception that they try to bribe me to shut up about their fakery and fraudery, I apologize. But let's work through this. At the time, I just started busting their balls a little bit. I wasn't even that, mean about it or whatever. And then they come to me and they offered me some kind of documentary deal where I would do, I think it was 12 minutes of a documentary about interdimensionals. They were going to work on this project and a bunch of people were going to contribute to it. And then they told me that they would split the YouTube ad revenue from the documentary, because that one they were just going to put right on YouTube. And it was going to be a quick project so that everybody could make money. But my concern was, am I going to chase them around for YouTube pennies for the rest of my life? I said, I didn't want to do the deal. And my perception, and again, this was my perception, Blake and Brent Cousins. This is how I took that offer. I took that offer as, if I were to take the offer, and let me be very clear. They didn't say, here's a deal. We're trying to bribe you to shut up. That's what I thought when they offered me some project. I thought instantly that they were trying to buy my silence, because obviously if I'm going to work on a project with them, I can't put them on blast for faking shit on my show anymore. I'd have to shut up about. And if I happen to see them fake something a month or two after that project ended, I would probably be expected to keep my mouth shut about it, because they would have a new project for me and we'd all make money together. And so again, in fairness to them, I did say they try to bribe people off, and maybe that was a mischaracterization, or maybe that was unfair of me. Language is important. So I'm telling the story now. Let's be very clear. They offered me a project where I would share in the proceeds, but I said no for multiple reasons. First of all, I don't want to chase somebody around for YouTube ad revenue, because remember that a YouTube video can make money forever. And I had no, I'm like, what's going to happen? Well, you're just going to send me, like, 5 years from now, you're going to send me 42 cents a month for the monthly ad revenue from that video? Like, I don't understand how this spec deal thing works. I much prefer. And by the way, this is my new policy. If people want me to work on a documentary project or something like that with them, I need the money up front. You just pay me and then we're done. You don't have to do any accounting or anything. You just pay me an agreed upon fee for my participation, and then we're done. This thing with Third Phase, I would have had to chase them around for money, or at least, again, that was my perception. But the whole thing is, I kind of knew if I get in business with them, I can't be going on my show busting their balls for being frauds. If I'm doing a project with them, that would make no sense. So I thought it was convenient that they try to get me involved with working on a project with them. And again, my perception was that what they really wanted wasn't me to work on a project with them. I mean, I've never done shows on interdimensionals. I'm no expert on interdimensionals. I don't know what they wanted me to, you know what I mean? Like, why would you hire me to do a documentary about interdimensionals? I've never talked about interdimensionals. So my perception was that they were trying to bribe me. That was the way that I thought about it. And if I was incorrect in that assumption, then I apologize. But everybody listening to the story will agree with me that if I were to take a deal with them and work with them, I would have to keep my mouth shut, and I couldn't say nasty, negative things about people I was in business with, right? Does that make sense? So, I don't know if they're going to throw around legal threats, whatever, it is what it is. Unidentified S4. I seen Dice in Coney Island last year. He was excellent. Mike, your boy must be crying. Yeah, I want to go see Andrew Dice Clay. I was following him on Facebook for a while. Why are all my messages turning into a smiley face? Maybe you're laughing at the fact that I lost Michael Schratt to you hack. All right, wait a minute. I should have said that. I mean, never mind. Never mind, Ron. And by the way,
I did get, didn't you send me a message? You want me to send you the links again to the cases I've been trying to print for 6 months because of you with the stupid 3D printing shit? Yeah. Pinzer Flactem says, I'll take my fill of Shrat. That sounds dirty, Pinzer Flactem. What do you mean your fill of them? I don't know if he's married. I don't think so. I don't know. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Oh, the good old days, right? Poor Ron. Poor me. I've been fighting with a 3D printer for 3 months because of him. 4 months. I told him that was going to happen. Nobody listens to me. And he's saying it's because I don't know how to work it. I read the instructions 18 times. I watched 85 videos on how to fix it and make it print things right. It's still not print things right. He's supposed to come to the cabin sometime. I'm going to take that printer to the cabin, right? This is just them getting you to shut up. I agree, because I have just was a little bit critical. I didn't really go after them yet. So I think they were trying to preempt my ability to do a show like tonight. And let's examine this. What if I would have went into business with them back then, Mothership Podcast, and then I saw them co-signing on this fake fraud Dr. Reed story? Would I have not? I wouldn't have been able to bitch them out or say that was wrong, right? Rich did the UFO report, and it's on standby since you talked about it. Yeah, well, there you go. And by the way, I believe, and I'm entitled to my personal beliefs here. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. In my opinion, Rich was bribed off or bought off by Third Phase of Moon. According to Rich, now I haven't found, conclusive evidence of this. It's its own claim that he used to be the most critical of Third Phase of Moon, but then he's got to know them or whatever. The redemption arc that he, puts out about them, and they're trying to do things the right way. So I decided to team up with them. No, they bribed him. It's my opinion. Like, hey, Rich, if you work with us, you'll get tons of subscribers. If you start a YouTube show, get off this audio podcast nonsense platform that nobody's listening to anymore. Start a YouTube show. We'll put you on our show. We'll get you tons of subscribers. And so Rich sold out to Third Phase of Fake. He sold out. He used to be very critical of them, and he stopped being critical of them the minute that they turned on the least little bit of benefit for him. Some people go cheap. Like I said, some people are cheap whores. I'm not. I'm an expensive one. So if you're going to try to, buy happy fun time from me, it's going to cost you. I'm very expensive. And by the way, I learned to be expensive in being a performer. I once was charging very little money to do shows for people. And then I learned what some other people who were terrible at it were getting paid, and I was shocked. And then luckily for me, I got a great mentor and a teacher who taught me that you charge as much as you possibly can, but always make sure that you're worth it. And I did. And I did very, very well. Oh boy, Gorilla Gamer. You're gonna. Oh boy, I gotta get my popcorn. Hold on here. You look, and I need you to come on as a guest, not for that purpose, just in general. But here's my email, okay? And make sure you spell it right. It's one S there. Truthseeker, like a single truth seeker, and then show at Gmail. A lot of people put an extra S in there, and I don't get a lot of emails. So, Gorilla Gamer, please do. And I wanted to hear about that other. I saw a tweet. Somebody put it in our Discord about another show host, another lost sheep. Please do email me at truthseekershow@gmail.com and share. If you share with me, I will share with you. And I'm a good friend to share with there. Yeah. And that was yours. And New teeth are at least 20K. Maybe you needed new teeth. I don't know. What the hell is he saying? Pragmagic, going back to crying and masturbating to the Mr. Rogers documentary for the 800th time. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. I know I will. I was just busting your balls, you know, Pragmagic. I missed you. I hope that you're around more. But you should come on the next show, at least come on the next panel. By the way, we might be doing a panel show this weekend, right? Yeah, that's why people always put an extra M and an extra S in there. It's Truth Seeker, like I am the Truth Seeker, then show. TRUTSEEKERSHOW at gmail.com. And by the way, I'm just spelling it for the people in audio podcast land. So to be sure that everybody gets it, my flock is everywhere is always saying I'm based as hell. And thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your he's always, my flock is everywhere is always pumping me up, saying kind things about my show, about how we do things here. And it makes me feel very, very good. And thank you. Sometimes I need that, right? And by the way, I'm on sober day 116 today. God bless taking a break from alcohol. You got it, homie. I'll dip them up now. I'm good. And please come and be part of the show. This weekend, we're probably doing a panel show. And I hate to do this, but somebody told me that what I should do before I do like a 2-hour show with somebody is like bring them on when we have panels first, because I have, I'm not saying you, I know you'll be fine. I've listened to you. You're very charismatic and, you'll be fine. But sometimes I've had guests that was like really hard to get a 2-hour conversation out of. You'll be fine. But we're going to be doing panel shows, and I like it when people come on to the panels first. We can get some idea about what they're about and what they're doing. All right, here, we'll put it in. We'll do a poll, and I will go by the poll. Remember, we aim to please here. So the question is, should we do a panel, an open panel show this weekend? I'm not sure. And we are going to ask my community. We're going to ask you. So there is a poll currently, and the question is, and it should be, should we do a panel, an open panel show this weekend? My flock is everywhere. So Stephen is my friend. I got you always. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a few rough patches with this not drinking. And it's funny, right? Like it was like a synchronicity. I'm telling you the truth, my flock. Every once in a while, I was feeling a little down, or I was thinking about going to the bar or something. I was like, this shit's too hard. And I was feeling a little down, and I would go in the YouTube comments, and there would be some very kind things that you said. And suddenly I felt a little better, and I stopped thinking about the drink. So thank you. It's much appreciated. The Mothership Project, you're so amazing. Everything you do, we are thankful for. You have positive spirit. My best to you and your family. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. I really do appreciate it. Mr. Dr. Dirty Mike. Dude, if I ever do that is the perfect porn name, Dr. Dirty Mike. You're awesome, my flock. Yes, absolutely. Invite him. I'm sure he'll come. Thanks, John P. Adventures. I appreciate that, and I will. Richard Pryor was based as hell. Yes. And you're right. This being based is tough in this industry, The ones have it. No, forget your ones and two. No, I put, oh man, it's 88%. I put the poll. Go to channel. Why is it? Oh, I got to refresh. That's what it is. I'm trying to see the results of our poll so far. It's 88% yes and 12% no. So I guess we're doing a panel show this weekend. We aim to please, right? We are here. This is going to sound dirty. We are here for your pleasure. Right, Spooky? Aren't we here for their pleasure? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The Mothership Project, 3.5 years. The way you're inspiring us helps many of us get back on the right path. 5 days sober. Congratulations. Good for you. I hope that you get some support. I highly recommend the AA or some group. You really got to go someplace and be reminded of the dangers. That was very helpful for me. In all truthfulness and honesty, though, I haven't been to an AA meeting in 2 weeks now. I keep trying to find time, but every day I go, I don't have that hour. Today I was busy. You can see all these prepared videos that we used tonight, and that took quite some time to get together, right? Thanks for helping us recover and receive what matters most. Yeah, and I'm always here if you need somebody to talk to. Sometimes you just need a friend when you're having a tough day or, whatever. And I have found that keeping busy is important, right? That's one of the ways I did it. I am keeping busy, right? DM me anytime I'm in your Discord. We are stronger together. Thank you. My flock is everywhere. I appreciate that. Good for you, Mothership. Yeah, 30 votes. There's only 30 votes, Long Island Bigfoot. I love that avatar. It looks like a gorilla with a beard, for those listening in audio podcast land, right? Pryor's daughter was on head of the class with Dr. Johnny Feather and Rather Be Squidding. Rather Be Squidding was on head of the class? I can't even place head of the class. Really? Now I have to look it up. It's an American sitcom. Let's look at that. Oh, geez. I remember that. It was the teacher and here, I'm going to share my screen. This is head of the class. I remember that show. I love that show. It was good. Yeah. And are you saying that nerdy guy is Rather Be Squidding, or are you joking? Rather Be Squidding wasn't really on head of the class, was it? And which one was Richard Pryor's daughter? I know this is the girl that married Mike Tyson and then divorced him. That's funny. Somebody said Rather Be Squidding was on head of the class. It wasn't on my show, though. I've asked that guy for an interview like twice, and he's always like, oh, there's too much drama. Maybe we should wait a few weeks. Come on, Rather. Yeah, that's weird. And I don't get it. Are you joking, right? About the tweeting? I mean, I don't know. John P. Adventure says good vibes. My flock says we're stronger together. Oh, Screech, not Squidding. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Mark D. Truth Searcher. For a minute, I thought Rather Be Squidding had a secret life as a 90s or 80s, late 80s, early 90s TV star that we didn't know about, right? Yeah. Pryor is a legend. Yeah, I agree with that. I remember that I would sneak. My father had Richard Pryor actual vinyl albums, and we would sneak listening to them. He had them and George Carlin when we were growing up. My dad really liked stand-up comedy, and he liked a lot of the old greats like George Carlin and oh God, his name escapes me. Buddy Hackett. He loved Buddy Hackett and things like that. Every time I see that guy somewhere, a video of him or whatever, I think about my dad. My dad loved Buddy Hackett. Lord Ludicrous says, great show tonight. Thanks. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for your contributions, fellow truth seeker Lord Ludicrous, who's now going out and Lord Ludacris is like, you know what? If Steve Campion can call out these huckster grifters, I'm going to do it too. And he went right to Dr. J's channel and told him that the fake doctor was a hoaxer, right? Prairie Fire, congratulations. 2 years now, no sauce. And wow, Dr. Dirty Mike says, I'm a heroin addict and I have almost 15 years. God bless you. Congratulations. And keep it up. Good for you. That's a real tough thing to get over, you know? Rather be squidding looks like the YouTuber called Dad. That's funny, right? Yeah, look, I got the vapes. I'm trying. How are your lungs, Steven? I've been smoking weed and cigarettes since I've been a teenager. I'm in my 40s now. Mine are hurting. Sucks, but it's hard to quit. I'm trying to do the vapes. Look at my manly vape. Look how manly my vape is. It's pink. This is some kind of strawberry. I like that they color code them, though. Like the green ones are mint or watermelon or something. I don't know. Purple is grape. This is a strawberry one. I'm still trying to get used to the vapes. I keep buying tobacco and cigarettes and yeah. Dr. Kepsis says, why exposing the manipulations in ufology is drama? That's some distorted point of view. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll tell you what, mad respect. Says MJ, good to see you here. S4 is a true friend of my flock is everywhere and is also based as hell. Yeah. The mothership, I remember those first week. You counting every minute like I was. Here's to almost 6 days. I love you all. I ate a bit too much, but I'm not feeling guilty for that. 1 day or week at a time. 1 day at a time. 1 hour at a time. And Mothership Podcast, I'm going to do a 120 days sober stream in 4 or 5 more days. I'm going to make it to 120 days. I'm sure I am. I feel confident that I will make it to 120 days, but I have been struggling a little bit. And you know that demon is crafty. So I'm having thoughts like, well, come on, you quit for 3 months. That means you're not an alcoholic. You can have a few drinks and, you know, be okay. And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure I would stop, right? I may just keep going. Mysterious Moonbasis says, anyone that got clean from dope should count their blessings. People are dropping like flies with fentanyl. It's not even dope anymore. I agree. It's very, very dangerous to be a heroin addict right now. You don't know what's in whatever you're getting. Rita, I agree with you. Rita Brooks, and I love your avatar, by the way. I don't know where that's from, but you should tell me. Says, nothing beats a good smoke. Vapes suck. Yeah, I just can't get used to them, right? I can't get used to them. I could vape this thing for a half hour, Rita Brooks, and I still want a cigarette, right? I just got to get over that, I guess. I vaped for a few years, and I felt much more healthy and much better doing that. I was able to run. I haven't been able to run since I went back to cigarettes because I'm stupid, you know? Yeah. Dr. Dirty Mike says, so bad out there, Mysterious Moon Bases. I go to funerals like every other month. Yeah. It's terrible where I'm from in Philadelphia. It's terrible, Dr. Dirty Mike. Look up Kensington, Philadelphia on YouTube. It's like the land of zombies down there, right? Yeah, your friends got you. We want you at your best always. We always want you at your best. Thank you. I appreciate it, right? If you have to ask, can I control this? You're probably not in control. That's how I knew I had a problem. Yeah, John P. Adventure says, Stephen, the demon is inside us. We just have to manage it. Yeah, I'm trying to kill my demons one at a time. The drinking was first, and the smoking is next. That's my next big life change. And the third big life change is to actually go to the gym. Do you guys know I joined the gym 2 weeks ago? Haven't been there once yet. That's why gyms are great businesses, because people pay and don't go. I'm going tonight. I don't care. I'm going to go do an hour on the treadmill or an hour on a rowing machine or something, or lift some weights, something, right? Pinzer Flactum, another person with a great avatar, very elegant, says, love your honesty. We all have our vices, and it's comforting but helpful to share. Thanks. I appreciate it, right? And My Flock is Everywhere says, bettering yourself is so based. You got this. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate everybody who has been, and I really should thank my wife, who has been the most supportive person. She, makes sure that I have whatever food that I want, or, little treats to keep me away from the bar and away from a bottle. Honestly, she came in my office earlier today, and I was really confused for a minute, because she said she came in my office, and she came in from work, and she came in my office, and she said, I just want to let you know I got you a couple of 6-packs. They're in my car. And I went, you what? You bought what? Or I didn't even say it. I just thought to myself. Then she realized, and she said, Dr. Pepper. I got you 2 6-packs of Dr. Pepper. Because believe it or not, this is so stupid, but it works for me, so I do it. When I hang out with people who are drinking, I drink Dr. Pepper while they're drinking beer. And since I don't generally drink soda ever, to me, it's sort of like a treat. And it's kind of like my new version of being bad is drinking too much Dr. Pepper instead of drinking too much beer. But it's funny, this works for me. I hang out with my friend Matt and his wife, and they drink wine or beer, and I drink Dr. Pepper around the campfire. And by the way, I love Dr. Pepper, especially with a meal like pizza or burgers and fries, which is something else I haven't had in forever because I'm losing weight. And by the way, I'm down to 182 pounds. So we can do the math and see. When I started quitting drinking, I was 198 pounds, and I'm now at 182 pounds. I lost 16 pounds just by quitting drinking and watching what I'm eating. I'm not eating pizza and fast food. I'm eating mostly whole foods and very low carb. Lately, I've been putting a little bit of carbs back in. Before, I was super strict. Today, we had really delicious fried chicken breast with country gravy. And I did bread it, for a while I wasn't putting breading even on chicken breast. I was just grilling it. But I'm putting in a little bit of carbs now, but I'm at 182 pounds, which means I lost 16 pounds since quitting drinking in 116 days. That's a lot of weight to drop. I suppose that all of those empty calories and the tremendous amount of carbs that 10 or 15 beers a day is every day, not doing that, the weight is coming off. And I was at an impasse for a while. Like I was at 186 for a long time, and it seems like the scale wasn't moving. I think it's starting to move again, so I'm going to start moving again. I'm going to go to the gym tonight, and I'm going to try to do an hour every day. I was going to do this 75 hard, but I just can't find the time to start that, right? So my new being bad vices are 2 things: Dr. Pepper, but I only drink the Dr. Pepper when I'm hanging out with people who are drinking. I make sure that I have super ice cold Dr. Pepper and ice and a glass, preferably. And I drink Dr. Pepper while other people are drinking alcohol. And then my other vice is chocolate milk. I don't know what it is, but since I quit drinking, I crave chocolate milk at night before I go to bed. And I will have a big old, I don't know, I don't know how many ounces these cups are. These are my wife likes giving me these big cups because I go to my office with it. So that'll keep me good for a while for something to drink. I drink one of these, and it's got to be 24 ounce, I guess. I don't know. My poor wife is buying chocolate milk by the gallon, and we have this farmer's market near us, and it's a creamery too. They have the cows and they milk them right there, and they sell their own fresh milk. Well, they pasteurize it, but it's fresh. Like they milk the cows every day. Their chocolate milk is delicious. It's like a chocolate milkshake. It's so thick and creamy and delicious. So that's what I drink at night now for a nightcap. Most nights. I think we're out of it right now. But anyway, instead of drinking 10 or 15 beers, I'm drinking a big old glass of chocolate milk. And then me and my son, who loves chocolate milk, are having a great time together, because sometimes he sees the chocolate milk and he's like, Dad, chocolate milk. And I'm like, yes, let's have chocolate milk. Mysterious moon bases. I just got done doing some push-up reps while listening to your show. Chocolate helps cravings. That's so funny, because that's another thing. So Dr. Pepper, chocolate milk, and also I have been eating Hershey bars. And I never in my life ate Hershey bars more than once every few months or something. But lately, a couple Hershey bars a week, mysterious moon bases. I love Hershey bars lately. So maybe there's something to that, controlling the cravings. I'm craving chocolate. That's what I'm craving. Great. Now I want chocolate milk like I need it. Thanks. Yeah, unidentified. That's funny, right? Mothership Podcast says, I find if you stop drinking even though it's only been a few days for me, you're never so thirsty than ever. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing I miss about drinking is that it was a reward for me. Like at the cabin, I used to work like really hard on the cabin. I would do like a 12-hour, really bust my balls all day building that cabin. And then after that 12 hours, I would light up the fire, or 8 sometimes, but still, sometimes it was a hard 8 hours. And I would light up the campfire, get my favorite chair right next to that campfire, and drink those beers. And it felt good after a really hard day's work. And I kind of missed that. Dr. Pepper, pretty good, but it's not quite the same reward. Maybe the dopamine doesn't go off quite as much for the Dr. Pepper as it does for the beer, you know. I sure I do miss it though sometimes. But I'm going to try not to think about it for a while. I'm going to keep going. I don't know for how long, but Mark D. Truthseeker, Carnation Instant Breakfast. Yeah, that's pretty good too. And Matt Gadet says dopamine hit from the sugar. Yeah. Mark D. I said it again. I said Truth Seeker again. Mark D. Truth Searcher. Way better, added vitamins and protein. That Carnation Instant Breakfast is pretty good. I used to have that for a while. And M. Stone says you'll get used to not drinking. Well, I've sure gotten used, M. Stone, to no hangovers. Because I drank to excess and I always had a hangover of varying degrees. Sometimes it would be, I just needed to sleep in an extra few hours and then I would wake up and still feel kind of crappy, but able to function. And then some days I would lose the whole next day because I would feel like absolute shit all day and all night the next day after a particular binge of like 15 beers plus shots. Like 15 beers and a bunch of Fireball. The next day, I would be a mess. So I didn't miss that. Mysterious Moonbasis says small workouts help get that dopamine going for people like us. Yeah, good, Reward yourself by not drinking booze. Yeah, you're right. And not having that hangover, right? Mothership Podcast, I never felt a hangover, just blacked out a lot. Yeah, God bless you. I had a few alcoholic blackouts and didn't know shit that I did or said. And I had this problem of blackout and internet, right? Like I would get blackout drunk and then decide to tell a few people what was really on my mind. And that is never a good idea. You should never mix people you're pissed off at on the internet and drinking. It's not a good idea, right? That's not a way to live. I feel it's not every day, like all days are different. Mark D. Truth Searcher says, my daughter ate a whole container last night during a sleepover, woke up with chocolate clown mouse with a friend, claimed not to have eaten it. Yeah. I told you my kids do stuff like that, like dumping a whole box of cereal or whatever, you know. John P. Adventure says, poor liver, right? Yeah, and John Griffin says, see, that hangover ain't no reward, Steve. I get you. I absolutely get you. And Anthony Blake is here, and people are wishing him good day. Pinzer Flactum says, more Ovaltine. I never liked that. My dad always had that malty. It tasted like rotten milk or something. I don't know why. My dad loved Ovaltine, and he used to drink a lot of milk with Ovaltine. I remember that. Me and my brother never, I don't think me or my brother liked Ovaltine. He did. Malted milk? Ugh, it doesn't even sound good, right? Craig William, true. There's no way to lay off the malted barley after floating 1,400 pounds of concrete under wheelbarrows full of native stone. You're right. You're right, Craig William. That day is tough. That was it took me 3 full days of mixing cement to make that 10 by 36 natural stone patio. I'm glad that's done, and I'm looking forward. Tomorrow night, I'm going to the cabin. I'm going to finish a few things in the sunroom, and then the sunroom is 100% done. And then I'm going to start making the beams and making the roof of the porch. I'm going to make a porch roof, and I'm finally going to have a porch on that cabin. I've wanted the porch. It was in my dream, in my imagination since I started building the cabin. If you're going to have a cabin, you got to have a really nice front porch to sit on with a firebox or a chimenea and a grill, you know, and I'm going to have a wood-fired pizza oven on the porch. It's going to be awesome. It's the culmination of a dream, and I can't wait to get after it. I love when I go to the cabin and I'm like focused, like I'm building this dream this weekend. And thank God my wife gives me the time and you know, takes care of the boys while I'm gone. And but I think she likes her time with them too on those weekends. I'm going to be taking my younger son to a father-son cabin one of these upcoming weeks. My son started taking karate, though, and he's taking karate classes, and he's busy with karate on the weekends. But we're going to play hooky from karate. He goes on Saturday. We'll skip one Saturday so that he can go to the cabin with me. When am I dropping the Elizondo story? I keep pushing it back, but sometime this weekend I'll drop the first part of it, at least, right? I know people have been waiting for that, right? I don't know that it's the biggest story ever. Let's manage expectations. I think it's one of the craziest stories I've ever covered, and it's one of the most shocking, really. But I have a sort of a teaser about it that will be dropping, right? So we will be getting that story out. It's called Murder in UFO Land, the new story that we've been developing for quite some time. And I want to apologize to some of the witnesses that helped me and did interviews with me for that story. But there was so much data, so much evidence to plow through. You know, I had to go through like 100 screenshots, and then I had to go through years of Twitter stuff to put this story together, and it was very time consuming, and I wanted it to be done well and done right. So it had to be edited a certain level of quality and things like that. Welcome to the show is here with a kind, generous 99-cent super sticker. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And I would like to welcome you to the show as I'm bouncing out of the show. Or I've been trying to, but I do think it's important to catch up and converse and speak and spend time and give attention to the live chat and the live chat participants. And I apologize. Some people, you know, are here just for the UFO information, and they don't particularly care for these long dialogues with the live chat. But I think it's important that we recognize and thank the live chat and converse with members of the live chat. That's one of the reasons people come to the live chat, because it's a two-way street here. It's interactive. It's not just listening. It's participatory. So we want to make sure that we do that. right? Zorg says, get into craft sodas. They are a good distraction from drinking. You're right. I have a place near me that has glass bottled. I'm going to go. I'm going to do that, Zorg. I promise you I'm going to do that. I heard that this place near me has Dr. Pepper made with real sugar in a bottle, a glass bottle. And I want to get some. I definitely want to get some. And the Mothership Podcast says, we appreciate the effort you put into all your journalism. It goes above and beyond, and you are amongst some of the rarest of the community who are about truth and positivity. Well, thank you for your kind words. I do appreciate that. And I would welcome all of you. We're going to go over and check. 89%. Let me refresh here. We'll see how many of you decided for us whether we're doing a panel show. Should we do an open panel show this weekend? 90% said yes. 10% said no. So we're going to do a panel show this weekend. But I still owe everybody one more live show, which I'm going to try to squeeze in tomorrow. M. Stone says, yes, that's all the Dr. Pepper I drink, the ones with real sugar in bottles. I envy you. I love that. I would love that, right? Mark D. Truth Searcher says, HEB in Texas makes real sugar original recipe, Doctor. You can order it online. I am going to do that. HEB Texas Dr. Pepper. I'm going to HEB Texas Dr. Pepper. Let's check that out. HEB. That's weird. HEB.com. That's funny. You can buy 12-ounce cans. Can you buy glass bottles there? I'll check it out. Thank you. That is awesome. I never knew that you could order it, right? I will definitely order some of that. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I want to thank the UFO huckster ridiculous grifters like Dr. J and the fake Dr. Reed and Third Phase of Fake and Jaime Musan for giving us an excellent show to display exactly how the cosmic connery works. They all reinforce each other, back each other up. If it's a fake story, you back up mine, I'll back up yours. We'll tell everybody it's true for each other. And this one was fraud overload, friends, right? This one was fraud overload. It was amazing the amount of fakery, fraudery, and bull involved in this story. I couldn't believe, I just can't believe that somebody will platform this Dr. Reed. And now, like I said, some people are going to have to defend this and going to have to defend Third Phase of Moon, co-signing on this garbage story. And I know they're going to have excuses. Oh, we didn't say it was real. We said Jaime Musan said it was real. No, they were helping their friend sell a fake story. Now comes the damage control, and we'll see what they'll do, and we'll report on that as well. I also want to remind everybody that tomorrow morning, I think it's at 11 a.m., I'm going to be on Strange Recon Podcast. So you want to make sure if you're an early riser, God damn it, he's going to make me get up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. He pushed it back an hour. I believe it's 11 a.m. I'm going to check in with him and make sure that we're still on to do that, but I think that we are. And I will tweet it once I hear back from him, and I'll put it in the Discord with the link so that, I can go check right now. We'll check right now. I don't know if he has the stream up, though. Some people put the streams up early. He sent me the link to join like last week or something like that. Let me check if he has the stream up, and if he does, I will share that. Oh, yeah. He does have it up. I'm going to put it into the live chat. Oh, God, he's got it at 10 a.m. He told me we would do it at 11 a.m. 9 hours from now. Jesus. All right. He's going to make me wake up early. 10 a.m. All right. Here's the link. I'm going to put this in the live chat. Link to Strange Recon Podcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. I don't know if that's Eastern though. Maybe he, I don't know. Okay, so I've put the link to the Strange Recon podcast here into the live chat, and we would appreciate it if you would stop by. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but Strange Recon is a good podcast, and he talks about cool stuff. So I think we will have a good conversation. We did when he was on my show, so we'll try to do it again. All right, friends, I am going to bounce on out of here now. I know I got to go to bed early. I have insomnia from the lack of drinking. That's one side effect I haven't been able to do anything about. I'm taking pills at night. It doesn't help. I just lay there. But I'm going to try to go get some rest and be up early for this podcast tomorrow. So that's all we got for you tonight. Until next time, friends, my name is Stephen Cambian. Good night, and God bless all of you.